I'm kidding. No, we'll probably, I don't know, we'll probably make it like 1 to 2 hours or so. We'll see. And we're
Listen.
live. Boom. Nice.
Woo!
Uh, in the chat, well, the chat is gonna come in soon, but let us know, chat, once you do get in, if you can hear my buddy Franco Greco, the one and only handsomest devil on this planet. If you can hear him, because he's joining the stream too, and
Hello,
it'll be a
everybody.
call, so more of you guys can join in the discussion pretty darn soon once we get rolling with the topic here, and I'll share the stream, but then I'll share the Google Hangout link in the chat section later on, so you guys can join in the public call and talk to me and Franco and other people having fun discussions, civil, non-argument conversations
All
about.
right, let's just get that out of the way. All right, we're all
47
discussing.
people watching. That's awesome. And if you guys were wondering what this is, it's my comfy Spider-Man PS4 pillow.
It's his
It's
protection pillow.
like almost 6:30. I know it's my protection pillow from any MCU stand they'll try to harm me.
I'm just saying.
Smells
All right,
nice too. It's warm. No.
Yeah.
But
But
no, it'll be a nice, fun conversation just discussing about the movie. And I know it's coming off a bit weird because all this news just dropped recently with Death Stranding, and of course the Avengers project, which is awesome. Finally, after waiting 2+ years for it, we finally got an official confirmation that it's going to be at E3. Probably with a gameplay demo and some story bits. I'm sure I did a video on that, so you can go check it out. We could talk about that later on, but for right now, we're going to talk about the movie. We were planning to do this on Wednesday, unaware that there was going to be all this news with the gaming industry, with Death Stranding and Avengers, and even just Xbox stuff too, and E3 coming up soon. There's a lot going on, but we wanted to kind of get everyone, because if you follow me on Twitter and follow the major Spider-Man fans on Twitter, there's a lot of back and forth discussions, I'll say, about the MCU interpretation of Spider-Man and what they is going to happen in Far From Home and where the story is headed, and how specifically Peter or Spider-Man himself is being handled in this movie from a story perspective and from a narrative perspective and from a character portrayal perspective, which is why before we even get started, before we get more people in the call, just know, and I posted this on Twitter too, is that everyone is a fan of Spider-Man. Even if you're someone who just recently got into the comics or the character, you just discovered Spider-Man for some whatever, you're all fans. We're all fans. It's all fun and good because we all genuinely love this character. And if you like one iteration of the character compared to another, so for example, me, huge example, with everything here, and of course, I don't have a Spider plushie, sadly, but Spider-Man PS4 has now become my favorite interpretation of the character, bar none. Even more so than the Raimi movies, even though there's a Spider-Man 2 poster right behind me. I love this character. We all love this character. We all love everything that he's going to be featured in. We're all excited about everything that's coming relating to him in the near future with Far From Home.
sure.
Of course, the sequel to Spider-Man PS4. And you mean season 2, I guess, of Marvel Spider-Man on Disney XD. I guess, but
But hey, if you like that show, all respects to you. All right.
Exactly. Just like Franco said, exactly. If you're a fan of the Marvel Spider-Man show on Disney XD, that's fine. It is a version of Spider-Man. It's different from what we're used to, but it is a different interpretation of the character that some people do really identify with and they really relate to and they really do appreciate. I personally am not fond of the show, but I'm not gonna bash someone else who is really affectionate towards that version of the character and says, oh, this is the best Spider-Man show ever made. It's better than Spectacular Spider-Man. It's better than Tenacious. We could disagree on that for sure, but it's nice to see individuals out there. Like I have seen people on Twitter say this, that they genuinely really do enjoy the Disney XD Spider-Man show and Ultimate Spider-Man the cartoon, and some people may dislike Into the Spider-Verse and really like the Amazing Spider-Man movies more, vice versa, or anything like that. It's just each version of Spider-Man is in its own way still holds the essence of who Spider-Man is. Now, there are certain aspects of the character that people disagree with and that they kind of don't relate to as much, or they think, well, that should be a bit different because in the comics he's more like this, and I think that the way on how they're handling him is a bit off. So there's that, but that doesn't mean that they hate the version or that they're trying to hurt anyone else's opinions on the character in whichever realm, like the Amazing movies, the Raimi movies, the MCU movies, the games, the show, whatever. It's just preference. And what that means is that, of course, I personally relate to the game Spider-Man PS4 version more than any other version of the character, than the movies and the comics, because of how the story is so important to me. I really identify with Peter in this game, and Otto Octavius specifically, because I do know, or I've had, from my personal experience, I've had kind of like a personal mentor in my own life when I was in high school, kind of guiding me through certain assignments that I would do. And he kind of, it's funny to say, he kind of looks like Asian Doc Ock in the game. Like he got the haircut, he wears glasses, he's a bit bulkier. But still, I kind of had that same type of experience where there was this mentor that I really trusted, and he helped me guide my pathway to my way to pass this big project I had to do to graduate high school. He didn't turn evil or make giant mechanical arms or anything, but that experience does really resonate with me as a person and as a Spider-Man fan. And of course, all the research that Insomniac did for the game is, above and beyond from a development standpoint. The same thing can be said for the movies, like with MCU. Like, oh my God, I really relate to Peter being this mentee to Tony Stark, and he is going to this kind of private midtown high school, or it's like a more sophisticated version of high school in New York City. He has, a bunch of friends that he hangs out with. He has a crush with Liz Allen. He has homecoming. He deals with, troubles with his personal life. So certain aspects of the character are, in my opinion, I think could be done a bit better. But overall, it's still Spider-Man, the game, the movie, whatever. It's that we all have our personal preferences to which one we like more. It's just that there are certain aspects of each character's portrayal from each different form of media that we all really, really appeal towards and like the most. So like me, I love the Raimi movies, I love this game, I love the Spectacular Spider-Man, and I love Tenace, which is still my favorite Spider-Man cartoon show, more than Spectacular, because I do resonate more to Tenace Peter Parker to Spectacular Spider-Man Peter Parker, but both versions are still equally Peter Parker. Same thing with the movies. So it's just basically what I'm trying to say is that if you see someone arguing about Spider-Man, either if it's the Raimi version or the Tasman version or the MCU, whatever, it's just that each individual has their own feelings as to what their ideal version of Spider-Man is. But overall, what I love the most about this character is the relatability and the connectivity that we all have with him and that we all share towards him and each other because of what a great hero he is. And that's what I think matters most. And that's what I really, truly love about the Spidey Squad in particular, and all you guys watching, and just all the fans out there of this character in general, because I do really think that he drives a point home that really does make people feel like they can be just as big of a hero as he is. And in our own way, just like Into the Spider-Verse, like what makes you different, what makes you Spider-Man, like in what Mary Jane says, we are all Spider-Man. And it's kind of cliche, but it's true. Like, we all identify with Peter Parker or Miles Morales or Miguel O'Hara or whoever, Spider-Woman, man, creature, whichever, in our own specific way. And that's because of the type of character that Spider-Man is and what he can do for people growing up, and also just for hardcore fans like ourselves that truly do have so much passion towards this character and just want the best for him when he's being shown in a new way, or he's being shown in a way that is not really known to the general public, or is something that's really different. Like, for example, the advanced suit, white spider symbol. Majority of people said, what the hell is that? That is not a Spider-Man suit. It's white. He has the pattern on his legs. There's not enough red on the boots. The color, it's too orange. It's not red enough. And then now it's become one of the most iconic Spider-Man suits to date. Like, it statistically is, alongside the classic suit and the Raimi suit, and of course just the Ditko suit and just the comic suit itself. On that list, it has now been featured on one of the most iconic Spider-Man suits. Like, when you see that, boom, that's the Spider-Man from the games, because the white symbol and just the aesthetic of all the design. Same thing, like I have like all these Funko Pops in front of me. Like the upgraded suit, the new one from Far From Home, the black and red one. People really do like it. People have said that this is their favorite Spider-Man suit. This is the best Spider-Man suit that's ever been made, and that's because they genuinely appeal towards it more than the other versions. They appeal towards it more to the classic suit or whichever costume. Even people say the undies suit is the best Spider-Man suit. So people do have preferences. They have opinions and they have feelings towards which version of the character is their own favorite and which one they like the most. So it's just a matter of just what you prefer as a fan and as a person and which one you relate towards more. But the main purpose of this discussion is not to, crush anyone's hype or optimism towards MCU Spider-Man or Spider-Man Far From Home in general. It's just to expand upon current thoughts that we have about the movie, where some of us kind of stand with it, myself and Franco, and you guys who can join the call pretty darn soon. Just discuss what we want to see, what we would want them to execute compared to Homecoming in terms of different tone and storytelling points, and also how this is going to lead into the further MCU with this ending Phase 3 and beginning Phase 4, and also kind of concluding Spider-Man's arc from the other films with Homecoming, or in order, Civil War, Homecoming, Infinity War, and Endgame. And now with the finale being Far From Home of the third phase of the MCU. And then there's all these rumors like, Venom could be introduced in the third movie, or Deadpool's coming in, or they're going to introduce the Fox characters because of the multiverse. So all these crazy rumors, we could discuss about that, but we don't know anything concrete yet. And I do have some issues with the certain rumors and topics that have been discussed. And some of them are, some of these rumors that relate to the MCU have turned out to be factual in the past. So I'm not saying, it's going to suck because this is going to happen. No, I'm saying if this does happen, if possibly, hypothetically, if these situations occur in Far From Home, or if Far From Home's main purpose is to do this and doesn't really focus on Spider-Man, then I have a problem with it, or then I think they should be doing something a bit different in terms of the story and the conclusion of the MCU's third phase, and just mainly focusing on Spider-Man. But again, we're just going to have a fun, hype conversation about the movie. Of course, we could talk about Avengers Project later, but I had no idea that was going to be announced today.
No.
So we obviously are all super excited for the game. June 10th is going to be hype, and July 2nd is going to be really close because it's almost June now. We have like a little than a month away, technically. A little over a month away until this movie comes out, so that's pretty darn cool. And shout out to, just got a message from my boy Josh. Shout out to Spidey Skater Boy, one of the Spidey Squad co-founders, just being awesome. He's hyped for Far From Home. He reacted to the trailer. He also did a really cool discussion about, I think, Chucky and on his channel too, and he's very excited for all the Marvel stuff. And he's our boy. We love him, and you guys are awesome for staying with us along. So before we get you guys in the chat and discuss about and give our thoughts, do you have anything to say, Franco, relating to this thing? Oh, weird. The chat isn't. This whole time, the chat hasn't been enabled.
It's okay.
See if I can add that in while we're doing that. Frank, do you have any things you would like to say related to the movie before we get the people in?
Yeah. So with me, like my thoughts on this movie is like I'm in the middle. So like a part of me is like very excited, like to see like where this could go, and like another part of me is like a little bit scared of like what John Watts might do, like interpret like with these characters from like after the events of Endgame, like where this will lead to, and like with Mysterio and all the elementals and everything. So I'm really curious like what they're gonna like do.
Right. And more so about the trailers, plural, like the two trailers we've seen, and also the slight footage. There's these international clips of the movie. I think I enabled the chat. Sorry that wasn't that whole time. I was just focusing on that huge ramble. Sorry about that, guys. But the chat hopefully is enabled now. But mainly with the newest footage that we've seen, Franco, for you specifically, what are your thoughts on what we've seen with Mysterio and Peter and MJ and Ned and the suit, the upgraded suit, the black and red one, and just where you stand about like excitement level to this movie.
I'd say probably if I were to give it like a scale between 1 to 10 based on these trailers, I would say maybe 7 or 8. Like, cause I'm a little bit worried. I know like Mysterio said like about these like like the multiverse and all that stuff, and like it has me a little bit worried like what they might do do with this like multiverse that he's talking about, and like how this can like affect Peter and like the MCU in general, and like if you saw in some of like the international spots, you know, Michelle or MJ in this as they're calling her, like apparently knows
Right.
Peter is Spider-Man, which I don't understand. Like, why not just say that as a surprise instead of just revealing that? And that's like one thing I really didn't like about Homecoming. Is like it basically like spoiled like almost like a lot of the movie from all like the promotional stuff. So, which is why I'm a little bit worried about Far From Home. It's just like the way John Watts is handling like the story and like the promotion, all that stuff. If he reveals too much, yeah, and that's basically my take on like all this new like the new trailers and like new footage and all that stuff.
Right. Yeah. Like exactly because we don't know for sure. That's the big thing at which I keep trying to emphasize on these posts that whenever we discuss this movie is that nothing that we know for sure is guaranteed, especially given that Mysterio is in this movie. You know, if I was Sony, I would try and make the whole marketing for this movie an illusion, or at least like the majority of stuff that we see either A doesn't show up in the movie or B is just like manifestation of clips being put into a weird. That I'm sorry, but where we see Neri, Peter, and Mysterio kind of like facing backwards, and then there's the spider symbol. And this is a movie with Mysterio, like one of the main characters that focuses on huge cinematic illusions and hallucinations and manifestations because he is a special effects master. And yet, like, that posters that Sony made, just those are official. They're not fan made, they're official, and they just look cheap, in my opinion. But the poster doesn't relate to the movie. I just have a kind of issue with how the poster was formed. But for a character like Mysterio, I think it'd be really interesting if it was somehow just like the whole time, like nothing was concrete with what we saw vision. And there's a whole lot of theories relating to Mysterio. You guys already know the Edge of Time theory. Is he future Peter Parker from a different dimension? Or is there going to be like a Civil War moment in the comics where Peter is going to unmask himself to the world at the end of the movie and say, I am Spider-Man? Similar at the end of the first Iron Man movie, like I am Iron Man. So these are all theories. Again, that's not to put down the movie, but if these do end up occurring in the movie, then yeah, there's going to be some kind of pushback, or at least I don't know what the word is, just a bit of disinterest to how they would portray some of these characters in the film. Again, all hypothetical, all theories, all what-if scenarios. But again, given what the answer in the past, given what John Watts has done in the past as a director, like what Franco said, there's a lot of possibility that this could follow in the same steps as Homecoming, and that's what we're worried about. If you like Homecoming, again, what I just said in that huge ramble in the beginning, if Homecoming is your favorite Spider-Man movie, perfect. If The Amazing Spider-Man 1 is your favorite Spider-Man movie, perfect. It doesn't matter. It's just that we as fans want what is the best for Spider-Man. And I think that we would just wonder whether or not that they would do certain things in the movie story-wise, and if that would hurt or help Peter's arc progress through the MCU's continuous storyline. So, for my example, if Mysterio does end up being future Peter Parker, one, it would be a twist that we've already seen in a 8-year-old video game because it's 2011. And two, it is just not worth it because that's not who Mysterio is. That would be taken from another character storyline. It's not who Quentin Beck is as a character, and I don't think that that would really go well with his first time being portrayed on screen, and this first introduction, people's first introduction to this character, because a la similarity to Into the Spider-Verse, the Prowler was people's first introduction to the Prowler as a character, and when he revealed himself to be Uncle Aaron, Miles' uncle, people were actually genuinely surprised because they didn't know that that was the twist that was coming. For us comic fans, we saw that a mile away, like, this is his uncle. But then people in the audience, when I was seeing it for the first time, like, even my dad had no clue who the Prowler was. Like, whoa, he's Miles' uncle? So, again, that could be a twist that happens if Mysterio turns out to be future Peter Parker, and people who don't know who he is as a character from the comics would immediately resonate with that. Oh, in the comics, he's future Peter. But then, there's flaws in that theory, luckily, because he is going by the name Quentin Beck, and how would Peter get the name Quentin Beck if he's future Peter Parker? And also, they have said they're planning to keep him around in the future of the Marvel movies, most likely for the Sinister Six, because we have Vulture, Shocker, and Scorpion, already half of the 3 Sinister Six members in the MCU already, because Vulture is in prison. He met with Matt Gargan, who got the scar in his face, so he's going to turn to Scorpion. He says he knows a guy. Shocker also got webbed up on the bus at the homecoming dance, so he could be involved in the Sinister Six in this universe's version of the Sinister Six, with Mysterio, Shocker, Vulture, and Scorpion as 4 of the 6, with possibly Green Goblin and Sandman, because we haven't seen Sandman a lot in this movie. If he is a illusion, or if it is actually Flint Marko or William Baker, whoever, there's a lot of possibilities for what they could do with the Sinister Six. So that is exciting. And when they say that they are planning to keep Mysterio around for a while, then that gives me faith, thank God, that it's not going to be future Peter Parker. But still, the theory is actually legitimate when you think about it. Like, if Peter was from a different dimension, the snap caused a rift. Peter in this dimension would have seen Tony die. He would have been pissed. He's like, oh my God, I lost Tony, I lost Uncle Ben. If they show that in the movie as an illusion where he, we've already talked about this, Mysterio isn't necessarily like Scarecrow from the Batman comics. He doesn't make you see your worst fears. He makes you see illusions that could possibly happen. But sometimes the comic writers do that where, oh, here's Uncle dying, or for Miles, here's your mom dying by Venom, so there's all this stuff going on with how they could portray him in this movie, and how the writers could portray him in this movie. Because, again, nothing's concrete. I mean, frickin' Vulture was Liz Allen's dad. No one saw that one coming. So, again, Mysterio could be whatever. He could be Spider-Ham for all we know. We don't know. So, whatever happens, I just hope that they stay true to the actual characteristics of what makes Mysterio Mysterio. And I think that would be really paid off in the end. Sorry, Franco, I'm rambling. What were you going to say?
No, just make sure the writing makes sense, it's on point, and try not to mess anything up. Just stay true to the actual source material.
Exactly. And it's fine to change. They did a huge change in the in Spider-Man PS4, made Mary Jane a reporter, where people are comparing her to Lois Lane. And I get that comparison. Brian and Martha said that too, and they'd be like, "Oh, never thought about it that way." I immediately thought about it myself, but I think it was a different take on Mary Jane. I thought that immediately when we all found out that Mary Jane was going to work for the Daily Bugle in this game, and Peter was a scientist, and I thought, oh, so maybe in a similar role like Lois Lane, but it was a change for her character. And in the story, once you play through the full thing, once you see how it all worked out in the narrative for Mary Jane's character in the game, you're like, oh, well, that is a different version of the character. They stayed true to her characteristics. They took a different approach to her, but that is still Mary Jane Watson. Unlike Into the Spider-Verse, where that is comic book perfection Mary Jane. We barely see her in the movie, but from what you see from her, she's pretty. She's in this universe, might be an actress or a model or something, but she's the girlfriend of Spider-Man. She's waiting for Peter to come back whenever he's out doing heroics as Spider-Man. She's worried about his safety. In the game, she had a more active role, and she said, I want to do this myself. I can handle it, but I would love to work with you. And then they got together. So there was a lot going on with the characters. And again, 2 different versions, still Mary Jane Watson to the core. So Mysterio, if they make him Peter Parker from a future reality, that's not really Mysterio. It is a version of Mysterio, but that's not who Mysterio really is from the comics. So, that's the best I can say from discussing to that type of perspective. And we don't know. We don't know. All we know is that he could be for the future movies. And again, is he using illusions or what people are saying? If he's from and there's like these leaks that I don't buy about Far From Home, but there are leaks out there that kind of discuss the full movie, and they say, well, many spoilers, but again, it's leaks. I don't trust them, but listen to your own, discretion. He is actually from the multiverse, so the multiverse is legit, real. If these leaks are true, he is from another universe where he does use sorcery and not illusions, and he manifests these creatures: Sandman, Hydro Man, Molten Man. Oh, Josh is in here. That's awesome.
Yeah. No, I just wanted to say,
we have Spidey Squad co-founder here, guys.
Co-founder here, Chucky video that he posted.
Spidey.
Hey,
that's right.
Go check him out.
Thank you for.
I saw that reaction.
You're welcome.
No, but
that's right.
I want to piggyback off of what you're saying. The Mysterio being Peter Parker theory is retarded.
I'm gonna get the chat in the stream soon too. Sorry.
Yeah, I got him.
Sure, I hate it, but I do not want it to be true, but I'm scared.
Oh no, definitely not true. In the multiverse thing, that's too big of a thing to introduce for it to be fake. Mysterio is lying about things, but the multiverse is definitely not one of them.
Multiverse?
Because that's definitely true. Why else would you bring that up in a Spider-Man movie, no less? That has to be legit. He's lying about things, but the multiverse, I don't think he's lying. He's lying about him being from there, but the multiverse is definitely a thing. That's definitely a thing.
That's why I'm just disinterested towards Sony's part. Like, that's not even from Marvel or anyone. That's Sony, where they're like, oh, let's get this huge, awesome reveal of the multiverse existing.
That's something you have to show in the trailers, though, because the way how trailers are structured, you have to show like big points of the story to get people reeled in. Now, Sony, they just spoil things, but things like that you're gonna have to show. And also, you guys were talking about how they're spoiling things. Actually, on the contrary, Sony's not in charge of the marketing on this one. It's actually Marvel, and apparently the stuff that we're seeing is nothing.
Really?
Nothing.
I didn't know that.
We're supposed to see in the movie, so we're all good from what it seems.
Wait, nothing that we see is like little bits of the movie, or like.
Yeah, like compared to like what's in the movie, it's nothing.
Because people are saying that scene in the new international clips where he's like, it looks like he's back in New York.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a shot of the final swing. That's
exactly. Like where he jumps off and backflip. Yeah, so like that's where I like. You say so he's not. That's like
I think they're showing that though. I think they're showing that because people. Excuse me. They're showing like, oh, he's swinging in New York because that's what you guys wanted, right? He's swinging in New York finally.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
And honestly, I know you guys are worried. Me personally, I'm not worried because what I've noticed is that they've listened to the fans so much, and they're making Spider-Man less of a stupid kid, and they're making him mature. He's grown. He's becoming a man. He's coming into his own. And they're even
I agree with you on that.
Characters like. We haven't seen a lot from her, but they're even changing up MJ. And honestly, I didn't mind how she was in Homecoming, but they're even
because opening up as well. Josh, do you really like Homecoming? Like, do you really?
I enjoyed it. There are parts that I don't like. There are parts I don't
same
like,
with me.
but I enjoyed it for the most part. And looking back, especially because of Endgame, and then looking at Iron Man 2 as well, they just inadvertently made that better. It's sort of like the Iron Man 2 of Spider-Man movies in a way, where the more stuff that they keep bringing into play.
There wasn't enough Justin Hammer in that one. That's
the more stuff they bring in, the more like it fleshes it out and makes it better. So like when looking back on Homecoming, my main issue was like, why is he so head over heels over Tony? Then looking at Endgame and then looking at, Civil War, Iron Man 2, how technically Peter's in that as well. And, piecing it all together. This is his idol. Not only that, he's been saving his life since he was 9 years old. Like 9-10 years old.
Yeah, with that one scene.
So he's always been in his life. And he's always been a big impact. So it makes sense that he would just have that sort of attachment to him that like a lost child would have when they finally find their parents after like 6 years of not seeing them or whatever. Like it makes more sense now, and I don't hate it as much. And Far From Home, it just seems like he's actually going to be forced to be Spider-Man and do things on his own. Yeah, we have Shield and stuff, but that's still mainly Peter finding within himself how to be the better person, the better superhero, and I'm excited for it.
And I agree with that. Like the whole connection between Tom Holland and Tony is really well acted between Robert Downey Jr. and Tom Holland in both Civil War and Homecoming. It's just that the way on how they're portraying the growth of Peter, where like the training wheels protocol, and he relies on.
That I don't like. That I don't like.
Yeah, neither do I.
Man, I gotta save myself from getting crushed. Maybe I should think about Aunt May possibly dying if I'm knocked back, or Uncle Ben.
They should have done.
But then I think about like the suit that Tony gave me and nothing else. Like,
so
again, you have a scene where like Mysterio does illusions and tricks Peter into reliving Tony's death from Endgame, and then he's like, "You let me die, Peter," or whatever, like whatever type of thing Peter could hallucinate or something. Or Uncle Ben. Like, I just hope it's not.
Apparently, Uncle Ben is actually have a role in this. Uncle Ben is supposed to have a role in Far From Home, though. Apparently,
I have no idea.
Yeah.
They're gonna blink.
Yeah, apparently
they're gonna bring Cliff Roberts back.
It's a lot bigger than that.
Sadness. He's in the suitcase. Uncle Ben.
No. You know like how that shot from the trailer with the suitcase on it said BFP. That's apparently Uncle Ben's briefcase, but apparently he's gonna have a larger role than just that Easter egg of the briefcase. Like they're actually gonna reference him.
That's all I want. Like that's why I think the rubble scene has left some people kind of taken back by it. Like, I'm gonna get crushed, and I think about the one line that Tony said to me, and that's what influences him to raise all that off.
That bugs me too. What they should have done,
but. Aunt May or whatever else, even Ned, I guess, could have worked instead of just thinking about the.
No, honestly,
I won't talk all about that.
Honestly, if they wanted to bring it back to Tony, all they could have done, because they already made this canon. Like at this point, like during Civil War, they made this canon. They should have just, if they really wanted to connect it back to Tony, have it be the scene where Tony saves him in Iron Man 2, and if anything, just shoot like a bit more of that scene to extend it to show Peter's, reaction to it. And then that way, it connects to Tony, but it puts him on a level where he is empowered to get out of the rubble instead of, I want that suit back, fam. Yeet.
Yeah,
let's get this back.
I need that red and blues. Like, all right.
I mean, like the red and black suit looks way better, but whatever.
It does because of the white logo on it. Wink. But no,
bro, that should have been red, bro. That should be red. That bugs me. It should be red. It should be red.
I have it right here. The Funko Pop. If
the back spider should be red. It should be red.
I don't know why they did that. Maybe because it's super popular.
That's definitely because of the game.
That's what people are saying. Like, this is the best on-screen Spider-Man suit ever. Like, this is so related. Like, are you sure about that? Like, okay. But
it's one of the coolest looking suits.
This though is perfection. You can't all agree on that. Like, we may have like certain concerns and criticisms about MCU Spider-Man and the portrayal of certain characters, but every time, like I have a pop right in front of me. The Vulture pop is sick. His design was great in the movie. Mysterio looks freaking beast in this movie. Jake Gyllenhaal's gonna kill it as him in the movie. Tom Holland always does a great job as Spider-Man. So we love aspects about the MCU version of Spider-Man. It's just that we're concerned about which direction he's gonna go in with character growth and.
I honestly think they're gonna start pushing towards like and JMS run. I think that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna push towards the Ultimate Comics and then like the J. Michael Straczynski, John Romita Jr. run. Like that's where they're heading. Like making it much more mature.
Then do you think then if the multiverse is real, do you think Miles could come in? Because that's
there's no need for that. He already exists in this world.
Tom Hardy's Venom or Miles, even though he exists in the universe. Yeah, with Donald Glover, he's gonna inherit Childish Gambino's singing talent. It's what we need. It's what the fans want.
Oh god!
This is why I get dislikes.
Oh god! He just does his rendition of the Spider-Man theme, and I proceed to kill myself.
Oh god!
Yes, this is This is the multiverse. We catch your split bone. That's right.
Stop it.
No, stop.
Don't make me pull a CJ on you, bro.
Everyone
Don't
just
make me pull a
listen.
CJ.
Please do.
People have already done that. I've been a
Old
CJ
game.
multiple times with my Far From Home tweets. Here we go.
Or
again.
your
Have you seen
clown
the
music.
video, like the live version, like the live
Who is
action
Trey?
person with the tank top? It's so funny. Trey
Yeah.
is the biggest.
He's not because I'm literally CJ.
Fan
I'm literally
out
CJ.
there. He's a fan. I'll say that of MCU Spider-Man. So whenever I post out something that's slightly criticizing the MCU Spider-Man, then I get arrested by him. That's fine, though.
I will say this though. I will say this, Evan. I will say this. In text, everything gets lost in translation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not on anyone's side. I'm not on your side. I'm not on his. I'm just saying it goes for anybody. Things get lost in translation in text because you could just be giving your genuine thoughts, but to other people it seems like you're just shitting it or like you're yelling or whatever. That's how it is through text.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how it is.
Yeah.
No, I've got that and what people are watching probably assuming like, man, he thinks that Far From Home's gonna suck. Like, if you saw my trailer reaction, I said like I'm really looking forward to see how this is going to unravel. I'm just really cautious about how it's going to end up being with everything that we heard at that point.
Already, I need this right now because this movie's going to be fire as fuck.
There are and actually, given the success of Endgame, there are statistics that are pointing out that said that this could make 170 million opening weekend. But I think if it builds off from Endgame, this could the most financially successful Spider-Man movie of all. I don't know if it's going to pass $1 billion, but I think it could be very successful financially. I'm sure people are going to love it.
Yo, if it
although,
Spider-Man 1, I'm bro.
I think shout out to Cam on Twitter who mentioned this too. I'm waiting for those conversations, just like with Into the Spider-Verse. We're like, this is the best Spider-Man movie of all time. Raimi sucks. TASM sucks. Into the Spider-Verse sucks. This is the best. I'm waiting for it, but I don't know.
First of all,
I hope it's great.
I can already tell you this. I can already tell you this, Evan. Hold up, wait. I'm eating my bagel.
That's right.
Nothing will ever pass Into the Spider-Verse and Spider-Man 1 all right? There will be things that come close, but those two movies will always be the greatest Spider-Man
Are they tied for you then? Or do you have a preference?
Yeah, they're tied because live action Spider-Man 1 is the best. Overall, Into the Spider-Verse is the best. Yeah, I mean, the movie's about me.
I agree.
I absolutely agree.
One is the classic. Every part of that movie, without it, we wouldn't have superhero movies. So already, it's the best one out of the trilogy.
Yeah, because I'm we had X-Men
superhero movies wouldn't be as big.
That's what. If Dragonfly doesn't appear in this movie, what's the point?
I still need a sequel to that. I still need a sequel.
We need a sequel to Super movie. This is what the fans need in the MCU.
No, seriously, guys, if you haven't,
I have a pop of them somewhere right there. Miles was done so well in the Spider-Verse.
I know they did me justice. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
They put Josh in an animated role. They got his body sculpt to make the Miles.
Before I cut my hair down.
They they got Shamik more to do. No, they got Josh.
No. We need Josh.
That's what Najee Jeter thinks he's.
Don't get me started on Najee Jeter. Don't get me started.
They got Josh.
Don't get me started on Najee Jeter as Miles Morales.
He's my man.
We're not getting into that.
He's my guy.
We're not getting into that conversation.
Anyways, no, I think that I think that Miles was done so well in that movie because it was a Miles-focused movie. Even though there were other Spider-Men in there with
he was the focus.
Noir, all that. Even though I want a spin-off Nick Cage movie right now, Miles was still the.
I mean, I want that too, but it's all about what they want.
And he was everything that happened. That's all. They just want more Spider-Women, actually, because they're going to make a Spider-Woman sequel with Gwen Weeding and Miles on the side. But I think because the reason why it did so well, besides the animation, why it won Best Oscar or Best Picture, is because the story was Miles Morales' story. Just like Spider-Man PS4 was a Peter Parker story, Civil War was a Captain America movie, even though there were the other Avengers in there, it was mainly around Captain America. Homecoming was a Spider-Man movie, but the problem that some people have with it is that it kind of made him too reliant and too dependent on Iron Man's influence of him becoming Spider-Man. And that's other people are kind of concerned, like, wait, the message or the main plot of Homecoming was that Peter is wanting to stay being a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. He realizes that he doesn't need to focus so much on being who he to be. He should just be himself and be Spider-Man. And yet they're saying kind of the same thing. Where like the world needs the next Iron Man, so I gotta be by the end of it, like, well, I just need to be Spider-Man. And it's like, yeah, great, but then didn't we just get that movie like 2 years ago, and also recently with Into the Spider-Verse? And granted, this was made during the movie's creation, so I don't know. It just seems like some aspects of it do really remind me of Homecoming, and that's where I'm a bit cautious towards. Like, I'm wondering if they're going to follow the trend, or hopefully, what I'm hoping
well, I mean, like,
that they'll make it more
to be fair,
as the
you
movie
have to
goes
keep
on.
some sort of continuity, though.
You think what? With the bagel? Frank, any thoughts on Josh's bagel? Chat.
There has to be some form of continuity.
Guys, what do you think of Josh's bagel?
Josh, chat, bagel tips.
It's cinnamon raisin with peanut butter. It's cinnamon raisin with peanut butter, by the way. You said that it feels like Homecoming. There has to be some form of continuity, and that's a graduate being on.
No, I get that because they're following the story, but I mean the sense of
you have to get to that point. It's not just like, hey, yo, he can help from everybody. Now he's by himself. That's weird. No, they got to build up to it.
They got with Spider-Man or being becoming.
Yeah, like with the MCU, you can't just like start off like, oh, he's getting help from everybody. Now he's just all of a sudden by himself. You got to gradually get to that point. That's why it still feels like Homecoming. And and definitely by the end, it's gonna feel like Spider-Man. I can already tell you. I can already guarantee.
I hope so, but I'm not saying that they're bad for continuing off of Homecoming because that they have to do that because that's what the
yeah.
I'm just because then it would feel disjointed and then it wouldn't be then it would feel like, oh, they're just listening to the fans and not doing what they want, which is what another comparison.
Which is what TASM 2 did.
Yeah, exactly. Like TASM 2, they switched the suits. I was going to use the comparison where Ryan Schneider from Insomniac, he said, well, we do take in fan feedback, and even Brian Intar said this, we do take in fan feedback, but
we do what we want to do.
Yeah, exactly. They want to stay true and focus on what their own creative vision is for Spider-Man.
Which means more dank memes, boys.
TASM 2, where they switched the suit, which TASM 1 suit's the better suit than TASM 2. Sorry.
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't know a Funko Pop of it, but that suit's awesome. Without that suit,
I like
we
both.
wouldn't have the advanced suit. It's a fact.
I mean, I like TASM 2 suit in certain shots. That's it.
It looks good because it's literally the Ultimate Spider-Man comic suit brought to life, which is great. But
it's literally just comic Spider-Man mixed with Spider-Man 2. That's all it is.
Because they had the raised webs, which I forget. It's funny because it's the Raimi suit, but then no one credits the actual costume designer who made that suit, which I forget who. Sorry, they always do that, so I find it funny, which is why I just call it the web suit, which is what Insomniac said. But TASM 2 was a huge example of fan taking over creative decisions. We're like, we want Peter to do this, and this, and this, and then because of that, all these creative decisions were kind of mustered into each other, and then didn't really deliver a true quality product. And instead just like kind of had a mixed reaction from everyone. Like, well, the suit was great. Andrew was interesting, but the villain portrayals were a bit off, and they tried to focus too much on the future instead of just focusing on this. Emma Stone is already perfect casting for Gwen Stacy. She could have played Gwen or MJ, and it would have been perfect. Which is why Josh here is already a super advocate for Zendaya.
Because she's an actually talented actress, and she's just awesome.
Where's the Zendaya body pillow that I mailed you? Where is that?
I'm not like a hentai freak. I don't have body pillows.
Are you
Plus,
sure about
I couldn't afford one. Niggas be broke. I can't do that. No, we can't afford that. No, I can't afford body pillows.
I'm waiting for the John Bumyak body pillow myself, but I already know Franco's waiting for Stephanie Tyler. That's a fact. So,
I mean, absolutely. Who else?
Which, by the way, if you guys don't know, that's the model.
That's the face model for Mary Jane. If you all didn't know.
John Bumyak and Stephanie Tyler in a live-action Spider-Man cartoon or series to make it happen. Get Mark Wilson, who was.
Ooh.
Wow, that was delicious sounding. Anyways,
delicious tasting.
Well, but mainly Josh, you guys already know me. There's nothing wrong with MJ being portrayed by Zendaya. It's just that the way on how Michelle herself was portrayed in Homecoming makes me a bit off towards her involvement in Far From Home, if that makes sense. So I think that Zendaya fits MJ well. I think she will do her character well if she's written well. But everyone's like, oh, we're going to get the best on-screen MJ ever. I'm like, I hope so. But the problem is that in Homecoming, we get all these little snippets of MJ kind of belittling Peter and Ned. But at the end, you do understand that, oh, she's essentially crushing on Peter. She just doesn't want to admit it. But Peter himself could care less. We get no interaction between her and Peter. She's even on the poster of Homecoming, and yet she had no major involvement between Peter and herself until like that one scene at the end. So I'm sure, though, that they will expand upon that in Far From Home. I just hope they don't take too much time to just focus on a character relationship arc that never really felt, portrayed in the first movie, in my opinion. But what were you going to say, Josh?
Right.
He's still eating his bagel. Give the man a break.
I'm finishing up right now. This is the last
bagel. He took a giant shot into the spot. I don't see any tell on that. That's already it.
I'm sorry. If you don't have any tell on that, we can't be friends. Sorry, Josh.
Wait, hold on, what?
if you don't have any tell on that bagel, we can't be friends.
I just finished it, my boy.
That's a instant loss.
No, but
that's an L.
But there's so many things I gotta say about Zendaya's MJ. One, I will defend her.
You're a huge advocate for it.
I will defend the majority of her character arc in the little bit we got in Homecoming.
Wait, before you go on, do you think she's better than Kirsten Dunst as MJ? Even though she's only been in one movie.
I have to wait for Far From Home, but I already
That's the right answer.
But from what I can see and what I'm getting a feel for, I will say yes, because Kirsten Dunst was only good for 1.5 movies. Spider-Man 1 and like half of Spider-Man 2. So, and plus,
I thought you were going to say the scene where she gets slapped by Peter in the jazz club. I thought that was.
Also the great scene of Kirsten Dunst's MJ's when she gets smacked by Peter. That's
Is that going to happen in Far From Home? Now I'm scared.
No.
Now I'm scared for Far From Home if that happens.
No.
Oh my god.
We're not getting Spider-Man 3. Like in terms of my defense for the way how she kind of acts now, she's kind of introverted into herself. That's very much Ultimate Mary Jane. They just took some strong liberties with it. Like they're just now trying to get to like the core of like how Ultimate Mary Jane, she's like, very full of life, and she's very open to everybody, willing to lend a hand. And she's just, a genuinely awesome person. We're just not getting to that side of the character, but like the first side we get is just her, just being the smart girl, just to herself, not really want to be bothered. Like that's the layer that we get. Now the whole like few SJW moments we have with her, I don't understand. They feel very forced. I feel like they were reshoots because honestly, they feel very much out of place. And also in terms of like their relationship, because like one, it made apparent that Peter likes MJ in this movie. So obviously, at some point in between these two movies, he starts liking her as well. But I feel as though there's scenes cut with Zendaya's MJ in this movie, because the way how she talks about MJ in the promotional shit for Homecoming, she's like, oh yeah, which you find out like through the trailers for Far From Home, oh yeah, she's like, and you see a little bit in Homecoming, it's like, oh yeah, she just kind of stalks Peter because she's like, she's kind of into him, and she's just like the only one who's like kind of catching up on his bullshit. Like she's always like very attentive, high alert, and she's kind of piecing into. I feel like there was more stuff there, and they just cut it. Like there's way more shit.
Was she the equivalent of Homecoming then, you think? Except she was actually in this movie instead of just being cut completely.
Wait, can you say the question again? I'm sorry. Like I had a brain fart.
No, I get it. It was a weird phrasing. So Shailene Woodley was MJ in TASM 2, but she was never in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you think that Homecoming originally had more growth of MJ in the movie originally?
Definitely. If not growth, there's definitely a lot more exploration. if not growth, there was definitely a lot more explanation for why she was the way she was, because from what Zendaya was saying, it seems like there was stuff there that showed her being weird and why she was being weird. And obviously, this movie would be explaining that even further and them getting together. And I'm like,
because what we see as fans, like as you, me, Franco, and the chat, like we know that that's clear signs of growth that'll be featured in Far From Home. But if people look at it at face value,
like the
and
Charlie's
just kind of remember,
they're just like, what?
She was in Homecoming for like 5 scenes just to insult Ned and Peter. Okay, like most people won't think of anything of it. So then when they see the trailers, like, oh, wasn't that the girl making fun of Peter and Ned? Like, which I'm seeing is like, yeah, I get that they're gonna grow on that more in the movie, but I just I hope that they do it justice and that it actually solidifies their relationship in this film. It makes sense.
No doubt. They're obviously gonna flesh that out. There's no way in hell, especially considering their real life chemistry and how they're more than likely dating. They're gonna flesh that out. No question.
Like, and that's a perfect example. Like the chemistry in real life between Tom Holland and Zendaya. It's just for some reason they don't show that in the MCU with how Michelle was in Homecoming. Hopefully it is
I don't know about
Far From Home, like the highlight of the movie or something. But for that though, with another theory, again, hypothetical, possible, we don't know for sure. Josh, since you're a huge MJ advocate for you, what would you think if she turned out to be Nick Fury's daughter? Because that's a rumor.
That's honestly fucking retarded. Whoever came with that theory needs to just jump off a bridge.
That theory is the eye patch in the end credit scene
remember how it's saying? No, I got an explanation for that, and no one decides to bring up because everyone forgets about promotional from Homecoming. Okay, so remember how I was just saying how Zendaya was like, oh, she's super attentive? Okay, since pretty much Homecoming is just a big MCU reference, okay? So, who can we, correlate as a reference in the credit scene for Michelle since she's super attentive? Oh, Nick Fury. Oh, not only because he's black, he has an iPad. Like he's a super spy. He's super in the know of everything, okay? She's super smart. She's kind of in the know on a lot of stuff going on with Peter. Why does that have to be, oh, that's his daughter? No.
Like, I'm sorry, like when the first time I heard like that like theory, I'm like, what are you smoking? Like, what are you doing?
Smoke weed every day. It's the motherfucking DOWG.
Like, I'm sorry, like to the person that came up with that theory, like I'm sorry. Like that is the most just the most stupidest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Again, that's for me, chat. That's the equivalent of Mysterio being future Peter. So if MJ is Nick Fury's daughter, I'm gonna despise it. So the same thing though.
Those are just stupid. Those are definitely not.
I'm so worried about the MJ thing. If that happens, I'm gonna hate it. But I'm gonna hate it even more if Mysterio's Peter, and because there's a legitimate theory that makes sense and it could happen. But what I'm wondering is that if they're not related, I'm just wondering how Peter is going to actually, like, what he's saying, like, can you give us to MJ in case anything happens to me? So in the span of less than
that's what Happy though, and like that's a lot more extreme than what Happy. Like
that's a lot more.
No, like, because he's giving it to Happy, and at that point in the movie, Happy, like he's getting ready to go and save the kids anyway, like try to get them.
Yeah.
So he gets them anyway.
That's why.
So it makes sense. Why he was.
Wait a minute. So when you get on the jet and then it explodes, you think the necklace is in the jet and it's just not there anymore? Like,
no, I don't.
Then there's
if he gets Happy, I think Happy's going to hold on.
Super huge theory. Yeah, and again,
I don't think he would leave in the
chat. Sorry for waiting so long, but there's all these theories. One of which is kind of scary because it makes a little bit of sense. Because the Funko Pops are usually accurate. So in the Funko Pop, Mary Jane has the mace and the necklace.
No, to be fair though, also with Funko Pops, remember there's also a lot of gimmicky ones as well. So
yeah, like Fat Thor or Thor in the white quantum suit didn't exist. So whoever bought that one, I feel sorry for him. But with MJ, it's either two things. One, she lost the necklace, or two, what I really hope does happen is that, in the scene where she's hugging Peter on the bridge and he's unmasked in the upgraded suit, where he's like, oh my God, you're okay. She's not wearing the necklace. So that could be an illusion Mysterio's fucking with Peter, or she just lost it in the debris or whatever. And if it is an illusion, then it could be of Peter messing up, and MJ actually is injured from Molten Man or whoever
Well, from what I understand, the illusions are that the illusion is actually going to be him in his high school, because there were actual like set photos, like like how like
him running in high school always.
Yeah, those. Yeah.
One scene in Scott Pilgrim. Have you guys seen that movie where there's that scene Scott's kind of hallucinating?
Yeah.
That's like one of the greatest comic book movies of all time.
Yeah, I love Scott Pilgrim.
I love it. So good. Guys, chat.
Boys.
That's right. And that is the mother freaking Snapple.
Mm-hmm. This live stream is not sponsored.
Anyways, this is not sponsored by Snapple or Tea and Amy. Sorry. But yes, guys, that is basically on Homecoming, Far From Home, and our general concerns and hopes for the film. Obviously, I had me just to. And I'm see it opening week. I don't know opening night. So, definitely not.
Oh boy.
¿Por qué, señor?
Are we good?
Are we good? I don't know what just happened. I think it just crashed.
Chat, can you hear Evan properly?
Chat, are we alive? Sorry if we're not. That was weird. Are we back? My internet.
Chat, give me a thumbs up if we're good.
I think we're back.
Yeah, let me check the chat on my phone. Give me a sec.
We died. Yep, we did die. Sorry. Good.
Yep. Are we good?
We took the big plunge.
We did.
Are we good? Can I get a thumbs up? We're good. Give me a thumbs down for now.
You can label that as an L from me, folks. That's my bad.
I guess Dash the only one who took the of 2019.
They did. They took over the internet and they just totally crushed it.
Okay, we're good.
We're looking forward to it. Basically, what we're trying to say, and we really hope that it does well. I don't know if if you think it's going to be the best Spider-Man movie of all time, you think this is going to be the greatest Spider-Man piece of cinema in history, totally awesome. I'm very happy that you're excited for it. Me, personally, I have a few different viewpoints compared to most people, definitely most people, and because of how vocal I've been on Twitter. Just if you haven't followed me on Twitter, I've been very harsh about it, but I do really hope that it turns out to do good. And mainly, one example is that the cover, and I'm blaming the magazine Empire, not Marvel or Sony, but the magazine editor himself who did the Mysterio cover where Spider-Man is literally doing the pose from the TASM movie and the game. He said, "Oh yeah, I just copied it off from the game." So even he himself admitted that he just literally copied and pasted from the thing. I feel like it lacks originality.
No, but Evan, hold on, me boy, before you say
a bit more, I don't know, like ambitious in terms of the marketing for this.
Hold up, me boy. But
that's not going to do anything to the movie itself because the marketing for the movie is the main movie. But yes, Josh, sorry, and then we'll get the chat in the call.
Yeah. Right. So I gotta hit you with a couple things real quick on that one. One, that is an iconic pose that has been in multiple forms of Spider-Man media, and also our mutual favorite Spider-Man movie, 2001. Literally, the ending shot is that pose that's been in multiple comic covers, cartoons. Also, it's mainly a reference to the iconic Todd McFarlane comic cover. It's just they can't do that pose of Spider-Man because it would look super retarded. Like how would you want Spider-Man to be like this?
They did that in one of the Tanas shots. With the hands, you mean, his bull? No, but don't.
Yeah, like that.
His hands are like.
It's better.
I don't know,
like that instead.
I don't know, like salad finger hands. But I don't want them to do that because obviously, like you said, it look weird. But don't actually admit to copying off something else. Like at least something in between. Copy from the source material.
I mean,
which is what it's from.
I guess like,
do something a bit different than just doing
he
literally exactly what the other things have done. The editor himself is like, oh yeah, I took massive inspiration from the pose, even though it is the exact same. And I know it's from the comics, but when you think of that pose, the first thing that pops in your mind is Tasm, because it pretty much popularized that position that he's in. But anyways, I think
for me it's Tasm. It's not even the game about Tasm.
Yeah, like you could say it's the McFarlane pose or the Romita pose or whatever. Which Josh still wants the Romita suit in Spider-Man PS4 still.
The Ditko suit.
A Ditko suit, sorry, not the Romita suit. Ditko
How
suit.
dare you?
I want the Ditko suit more than the Romita suit, though, to be honest.
Or just.
But I do want the Romita suit.
McFarlane suit.
I want that
Spider-Verse, I think. But
yeah.
Except for the weird head portions. But anyways, I'm aware that the marketing is different for the movie. It's just that from all the what we have seen so far, compared to like again Into the Spider-Verse, if you see my reactions into the Spider-Verse, I was like, oh, that looks different. Oh, interesting. Spider-Man PS4. Oh my God! Like that was exciting me beyond belief. But the movie, it's my personal preference that I'm like, well, it's interesting, but nothing's really hyping me up to see this. I will see it, but it's not making me super excited. Again, the marketing is different from the movie, so hopefully the movie does turn.
It's still a masterpiece, bro. I don't care.
What now?
Masterpiece.
It's gonna be a masterpiece.
It's the Spider-Verse is still a masterpiece. I
agree with you, Josh. Absolutely agree.
Shamik Moore.
Goddamn masterpiece.
More
I know.
They need to replace Shamik Moore with Josh. Is what most people would not say.
Yeah, they just need to use me. Shamik Moore killed it though. He did a really good impersonation.
Impersonation of me. He did a good job of getting that acting class pedigree down for copying Josh's persona. Excellent.
By the way,
kind of our main
I just want to say this.
Go ahead.
Yes, Josh. What?
Yeah, I'm working on some home
Repeat
fan art at the moment.
Por favor?
So I'm gonna shoot you guys a DM.
I thought you said Thanos or something.
Yeah,
he's gonna snap us out of existence.
Great. But anyways, guys, I'm glad that the chat seems to be enjoying it too. So, guys, if you look in the chat right now,
I'm gonna post the link to the.
Yes, Franco will do it, and I will do it in the chat link itself.
So chat. I just put a link in the chat right now. Click on that, and
my link, and you will join us. And definitely click on Better Than Me. We'll get Josh out of the call, kick him out, get more people. No, I'm kidding.
It's okay.
Excuse me.
Get this man. Whoa.
No. Oh, okay. Okay, Josh.
He's gonna get another bagel. I'm ready for it.
Oh God.
Which Funko Pop which one will win in the movie? Mysterio or upgrade suit? Yeah. Which, by the way, Franco, I forget. What are your thoughts on while we're waiting for the chat? What are your thoughts on the upgrade suit?
I like it. I think that I prefer more over the standard Stark suit. Like, I don't know, it's just something about like the design, like the patterning on like the red part of the suit, and like just like the black just makes it like pop, and like how they take the front symbol, like make it nice and like bigger and like put it on the back. Yeah, I think it's pretty nice. I
understand what they're doing, but then people, and it's weird. It's different to see that there's no web shooter on the outside. Yeah. That's what Iron Spider and MCU, the Stark suit, is that they had those big gauntlets around his wrist to showcase the web shooters. Spidey
Ghosty, what's up, man? Welcome.
What is up, man? How you doing?
How you doing, buddy?
Hi.
What is up, dude? But yeah, I think the upgrade suit looks.
Hi guys, what's up?
I'm doing pretty good.
I'm doing pretty good, man.
How are you doing?
Hi guys. Hi guys, what's up? What's up, guys?
Nothing much.
We're just chilling, talking about Far From Home with all of you.
Get in those sweet conversations flowing.
Anyways, yeah, going back to the Stark suit, what were you saying?
I just think my personal preference, I hate how small the front logo is. I'm sorry. It looks like a spider. The legs are just so thin and together. The body, there's no pincers, just little tiny spider head and a spider body. And huge bias to the advanced suit because it is my favorite Spider-Man suit of all time.
Same with me.
Fact.
Same. True.
Legs around his shoulders, down the back, the front logo expanding on his chest. How vibrant it is. I love it. And again, that had to go with the Tenace suit or Raimi suit or Spider-Man Unlimited or 2099. You know,
I love the Unlimited suit.
Unlimited suit's so good. With the cape, people diss on the cape. Nah, cape's flame.
Yeah.
Cape is actual fire. I love really big, vibrant Spider-Man logos. With that said, though,
Like the advanced suit.
Yes, that is my favorite Spider-Man suit. And Antioch, need a pop with that one.
Hit that
But
suit with a big delete.
The anti-ox suit is just the best. The anti-ox suit.
Antioch suit it's got its own cover, Josh. You can't fight it. It's got its own comic cover. It's canon.
No.
I have to admit
You know what? I'm gonna say this right now.
Better than the Tasman suit, of course.
Also, the dark suit, the Black Cat suit.
Yes.
Oh, it's just the best.
I know I get a lot of heat from this, but I'm gonna say it because it's hard to say it. Advanced suit is greater than every single suit, including the Raimi suit in the game. Don't at me. Don't give me hate. It's my opinion.
All right.
It's okay, man. It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay to have wrong opinions. It's okay to have wrong opinions.
That said, the Miles Morales Spider-Verse is trash, and no one should wear it. No, I'm kidding.
Also,
incoming.
There we go.
Also, the classic suit from the classic suit, the Peter Parker suit from Into the Spider-Verse. Also, that's a great looking.
I have a pop suit. It's right up there. It's classic. It's great. It's awesome. Like of course, classic's classic. Advance is keeping true. The traits is different. My boy upgraded suit. I got it because it. First off, the Pop's pose is awesome, but
that's my profile picture, right?
He has no web shooters on his wrist that are like the MC. What we were saying, Josh, is that the Stark suit has the like really big exterior web shooters around his wrist and all that. That doesn't have this. But what I'm seeing so far, this is where I get a lot of flack online. We don't know the full extent of what the upgraded suit does. That's different from the Iron Spider suit, the standard Stark suit. What I'm knowing from all the trailer footage is that it looks like it's going to enhance and upgrade his one of which is web wings. And again, I feel like if he makes that himself, fine. But I'm a bit disinterested in it because I feel like again he's relying too much on the suit instead of his own powers. Like again, what we've seen in Spider-Man 1, where he tries to get to the bridge to fight Green Goblin, save the kids, and Mary Jane. He doesn't web glide. He freaking slingshots himself like a beast, and then swings up to Goblin.
That scene was great.
It's so good. So here, when he's going to the Tower Bridge to face off against the giant Elemental and possibly Mysterio, he just web wings there. And yes, there's no tall skyscraper buildings in London, but as a fan, as a person who says, you know what, I want to see a Spider-Man live action.
That's just weird how like.
Spider-Man swing or B Spider-Man web glide. I personally would like to see cool swing moves.
Obviously swinging. I mean, Spider-Man
abilities to get there, in my opinion.
Because I mean, Spider-Man he mainly knows because he swings, not because he can fly. I mean, yeah, that's just weird.
It's fine if like he uses it in situations where he can't do anything else. But again, we see it in the trailer where it's gliding to the bridge. We see it in the newest international clip where he backflips and then glides again. So he looks like one of the features of the upgrade suit will be to enhance gliding capabilities.
Hold up. Let me hit you
more swinging is what I hope to see for me personally.
Hold up. Wait. First of all, Evan, there's plenty of shots showing that he's actually swinging now. That's the first thing. Second, they're only really. That's why he's using the web wings in that shot going to the bridge for the final fight, so he can kind of gain altitude while going down.
I have a question, guys. You can swing up.
Yeah, I know.
What's your question?
They do utilize the. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Spidey Ghosty.
Because I think the reason why he can't swing is because there's probably not like a lot of buildings in the place where he is.
Yeah, there's a lot of buildings, exactly.
That's probably why he can swing, because there's probably not like a lot of tall buildings. Like it's not like he is in New York where he can just like flip a web or to swing.
And again, that's fine with the situation calls for it, like the parachute thing in Homecoming or Infinity War, where he can't swing off anything, so the parachute kind of helps him get back down, even though he messed up twice when using that. Still, the whole thing, which I would like to see, is Peter become more independent 2 ways. One is to distance himself from Tony Stark, and since he's dead, that's now going to be a more further factor. Well, the world needs next Iron Man. Can I live up to that? So
I don't think that would make sense for his character to distance himself after he's dead.
Because
of what now?
Okay, because even though I
was saying that I don't think that would work though. Distance.
Right. Oh, Spidey goes.
Okay. So even though I understand what Marvel is trying to do with making Spider-Man like the next Iron Man and all that, I just really hope that Peter becomes more of his own persona, like his own hero in a sense, and not like just
of course,
like he's Iron Man 2.0.
No.
Just
why do
make
people
him.
Why do people take that line so literal? He's not literally going to be Iron Man 2.0. What that whole line is just saying, like someone has to fill those shoes of, essentially, like being that global superpower, that mental superpower to help take care of humanity, essentially. And Peter Parker seems to be that logical step.
I mean,
because Hulk isn't going to do that anymore. He's like, I'm just stuck like in this happy, pretty much. I'm not doing that now. Doctor Strange's like, I got to protect all my wizard stuff. T'Challa's just selfish for the technology. So it's not that he's literally going to be Iron Man 2.0. They take that line so literal. He's not literally going to be Iron Man.
It's not that we're taking it, like, for me personally, because I have not issues with it, but just...
No, not you. I'm just saying people on the internet in general are taking it so literal.
Yeah, like, so he's going to wear... He's literally going to wear an Iron Man suit at the end of the movie. No, like, that's not what...
obviously, that's not going to happen. That's not
what we're thinking, but obviously, yeah, some people are taking it like, actually, what? So he's going to wear the Iron Man armor by the end of the movie and just... But,
God, no.
Like, well, again, he thought of Tony and the suit when he lifted the rubble off him in Homecoming, so that's how much he means to him and how much of an inspiration he is to try and become a better hero. So when that is said, and when he's saying, I want to be the next Iron Man, obviously he's not going to wear an Iron Man armor at the end of the movie, but it makes it seem like he...
Well, he wasn't saying for him, he just said someone needs to be the next Iron Man.
His expectations, which I do like what Happy said, though, in the trailer, where he's like, I don't think Tony would have done what he did if he didn't know you were going to be around after he...
If he didn't know you were going to be here.
Meaning, for those of you who don't really understand what that means, it means that basically Tony was... And that's even in Endgame. I've only seen Endgame once, but people point out that, wow, Tony's main crux to actually influence him
to get Peter back.
Yeah, to research how time travel could possibly work and if it could be possible is... because he looked at that photo with him and Peter. So that's how much Peter meant to him. And in Far From Home, Happy is explaining essentially that, hey, Tony was so influenced by your heroics, by you as a hero, that he was confident enough that if he were to sacrifice himself, that he would be reassured that you, Peter, you, Spider-Man, not you, Iron Man and Iron Boy, Spider-Man would be around to save everyone else from catastrophe. And that's what everyone else is saying also, that, oh, well, now that Robert Downey Jr. is gone, Peter, Tom Holland, is going to be the new face of the MCU going forward. Which, again, if executed correctly, perfect. I just hope that they don't make it so that, did I do good, Mr. Stark? Am I good now? Like, am I a hero? Like, that's where I'm worried about, if you'll be too independent on...
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do that.
Nick Fury or Tony again, or Karen, the AI, or in the scene where he, oh my God, the glasses. The theory is that he was sent a recording message from Tony in the glasses somehow, and he left him all the, Stark Industry Avengers.
I think the glasses thing
resources. So like he has, oh my God, like that could be too. Either Mysterio sent him a message on there, or what? Because it looks exactly like Tony's glasses. It could be, oh my God.
No, I think he made those glasses.
If that even happened, it could just be glasses. We don't know, but theory, hypothetical statements. But We don't know. What were you saying, Josh? I'm sorry. Spidey Ghosty left. Sorry. You guys, the chat,
Yeah.
I'll put the link in the chat again if you guys want to join the conversation with us. Because it's an open chat. If you guys want to say something about the movie that you're hyped for or concerned for, feel free to join us in the chat. Yeah.
I don't know, but I was
really quick. Sorry, before you, Josh. Instantly, he points out, activate instant kill because my suit does everything for me. Not really, to fully agree, but in a sense, yes, because in Infinity War and in Infinity War, Endgame, and Far From Home, the Iron Spider suit's Iron Legs are literally just kind of doing, I don't know, like I'm personally still very surprised that the Iron Spider suit's in Far From Home. It makes sense, and then I guess he's gonna go back to the Stark suit and the stealth suit somehow, and then get the upgrade suit in this movie. So 4 suits already. But yeah, like seeing the fight scene of Far From Home in that first trailer looked interesting. He's jumping around, shooting webs, but then again, he's just his arms down, Iron Legs pop up. He's not fighting with them. He's just letting them fight all his battles for him. And Endgame makes sense though. He's getting bombarded by aliens. Spidey goes, he's back. He's getting bombarded by the Outriders in Endgame. They're aliens, so I don't mind if you're killing them with the legs. That's what people are like. Oh, he kills an Endgame. They're aliens. Have no soul.
Yeah.
They were
what you're expecting to do.
Manufactured to be aliens that kill creatures. That was their main purpose. So I don't mind that he kills them in Endgame. But that's where I kind of feel the tone difference between the Russo brothers and John Watts is that Russos make Peter. They make him who he is, and they expand on his independence and his wit to try and do everything himself as Spider-Man with his own powers and the technology he has with the web shooters. In Endgame, makes sense too. Of course he's getting bombarded. He's holding the gauntlet. He can't fight all these creatures. So yes, at that time, if you can't do anything else, use the legs. But in this, it's like, again, you're wearing the suit still. It's making things easier for you. But if you're nothing without the suit, you shouldn't have it. Homecoming's main message is that you can be Spider-Man by just being yourself. So then in Far From Home, he gets the suit again and starts using the legs just to have the suit do everything for him. And then I have the cell suit now. Can I do everything? I'm sure he'll be more skilled now because we do see him wall run away from Molten Man, which is interesting to see. But I don't know. That's what I'm worried about. The web wings, the iron arms, the AI is probably going to be back too. I'm worried that he'll be, again, too reliant on the suit and instead focus more on that instead of making himself to be better as
considering
I have a question.
From what we've been told about what this movie is supposed to represent, especially with that red and black suit, and it's very, very heavily hinted that Peter makes that red and black suit himself. It seems like he's gonna kind of start to get a
3D model in the wherever that is in that one shot. Which again, I hope if he makes the suit himself, great. I just am like, well, is he using Iron Man tech or is he using it from his own intelligence? Because he made
imagine if that's me. If that
Iron Man tech, but he probably figures it out on his own.
Yeah,
imagine.
I'm saying in the Spy Ghosty, is that
imagine
if
the technology that he has in the upgrade suit actually comes from Parker Industries, if that even exists in this universe.
Stop it! Nope.
Franco,
Nope.
What do you think about that?
Nope. Parker Industries. Let's not do that.
Yep.
Let's get away from Dan Slott.
That's what. That's what. I don't know if Josh heard that
I'm
before.
sorry.
One of the theories is that at the end, because what we see at the international trailer where he's on the statues and he's like, you succeeded. You defeated Mysterio. You defeated the Elementals. Everything's good. You're Spider-Man. You got the red and black suit. Oh, by the way, I want to be a hero like Tony was. I want to be the next Iron Man in the sense that I'm going to be my own hero. But
I don't think
theory,
he's gonna be like that, to be honest.
He'll announce himself as I am Spider-Man. He'll unmask himself and then have a Civil War moment where he reveals himself to the world.
Yeah.
Setting up Phase 4,
I don't think that they're
don't be a dumbass. All the citizens now know who you are, so it's like you're gonna get killed and your family's gonna die too. So I do not want that to happen at all because Peter already
please no.
He didn't do anything. She knows flat out that he's Spider-Man without any buildup whatsoever. Mysterio knows, Fury knows, Maria.
Well, that seems like towards the middle of the movie, so they're probably.
I know, but I'm saying already Peter, like, which nitpick at the end of Homecoming, where he's like, "Oh, I gotta go to the bathroom," but he's like, "I gotta go." Were you hiding, Peter? Like, Spider-Man, no, I got to go to the bathroom, or I gotta jack off in the corner. I don't know, just stupid stuff like that. Like, it's just so. I don't know. It's just so weird how they handled that. In Homecoming, where he's like, I gotta go do something. Like, why are you hiding, Peter? He's like all freaking out, like, just kidding, I don't care, bye. So it's like, wait, Peter, just say you're going to the bathroom. Like, you're actually going to the bathroom. Why not just say that? But just like, of course,
it's not like
even more.
It's not that hard.
I don't know. It really is.
It's not that hard.
Spidey Ghosty, it's not that hard to keep. And people are like, I'd be fine with it. That's not like, Peter is supposed to keep his identity a secret. The biggest thing in the comics is that he hates it when his identity gets revealed to anyone. He got
well, they're basing off of
Ultimate Comics. He got saved by like all the X-Men, and then they unmasked him to do like medical procedures on him to make sure he was okay. So they unmasked Peter, and he's like, "Oh my god! Now everyone knows I'm Peter Parker." Like, we didn't know your name. We just unmasked you. So it's like he even hated that he said that.
Yeah, but that proves that he's really keeping his identity, though, in the Ultimate Comics. He was very anal about it, but he was terrible at it. And that's how
exactly
he was as well.
In the movie, you're right. But in the movies, it's like he's telling it to Tony. He doesn't really seem to care that
Tony. That's Tony figuring it out. He didn't even tell it to Tony. Tony somehow was keeping tabs on a 15-year-old kid for whatever reason that we never figured out.
Swinging around that I saved at the Stark Expo thing. I don't know. Yeah, like that makes sense. And then Aunt May finding out, that's the main one I'm concerned about.
I don't mind that. That's a welcome change. I don't mind it. And plus, they're obviously discussing in this one, so I don't mind
it. Like there's one, like, I want, because John Watts, again, the reason why I distrust him is because we're hearing two things from the Russo brothers and John Watts, is that the Russo.
No, yeah, I know. But see, the thing is with John, he's a yes man, so they're probably telling him to say things that are conflicting.
But we don't know. Like, the Russo bros have stated that Aunt May did die in the snap, and then John Watts is saying she did not die in the snap.
No, it's the other way. It's the other way around.
I mean, what the
Russo? Which is why I'm even getting confused myself. Like, so to reiterate, the Russo brothers, when the snap happened, all the heroes died, and they were gone for 5 years. So they said, the Russos, the directors of the Avengers, said that Aunt May did not snap away, meaning that she found out that Peter was Spider-Man at the end of Homecoming. Whatever happened between them, we don't know yet. But she, from which I want to be true, because that way it would kind of go more towards like a little bit older Aunt May, and have her be distraught that, oh my god, my nephew, who's essentially my son, pretty much, has died.
No, essentially her little brother, essentially.
Without, I know, because Aunt May is not really Aunt May.
No, it's also because
no.
they said their relationship is more like big sister, little brother, almost like Lilo and Stitch, like how Lilo is with her sister.
Oh
no,
oh
yeah,
my god.
No. In terms of like how like she's like more of like the sister that like had to kind of take care of.
What is it with John Watson like saying that about people though? Because they said that like, Nick Fury, and
no, it wasn't John Watts who said that. No,
no, but like I keep hearing like similar types of comparisons to these characters in Peter. But like John directly, I don't know what they said about the other characters, but John Watts specifically with Mysterio and Nick Fury, like, well, Nick Fury.
Oh, the cool uncle.
That was Mysterio, but they also said, oh, Nick Fury is like the angry stepdad, and Mysterio is like the cool uncle, and I'm like, what? Like I get like
what?
But like that,
I never heard of Nick Fury, and that's weird.
He said like said in an interview with John Watts discussing Nick Fury's role in the movie, Maria Hill's role in the movie, Jake Gyllenhaal's. So when they got to Nick Fury, they said, oh, to Peter, they have an interesting dynamic in the comics, with the comics, obviously. So in my movie, as the director, I'm making it so that he's essentially similar to an angry stepdad compared to Peter Parker. What? Like
what?
That,
so that just makes no sense right there.
I'm sorry.
That's where the cool uncle thing.
I get what he means.
With Mysterio, like obviously,
I don't understand what you mean.
No, but we just want to have Uncle Ben's like what the 6 minutes that we got.
Is he like so?
Was
so
already
Mysterio?
better than Homecoming with his the weight on the world of his shoulders, where he's like, when you can do the things that I can, and you don't, and then the bad things happen, they happen because of you. Perfect. That's literally all you have to say. But then in Homecoming, again, like, well, Tony, what does he think of me? Am I doing right to become an Avenger? Am I living up to his expectations? I want to get this rubble off me, think of Tony. So Uncle Ben's impact to Peter feels irrelevant in the MCU other than the Civil War scene. So I'm hoping that if they bring in Mysterio, he's the cool uncle. Obviously, it's not mean, he's the replacement for Uncle Ben. But in the sense of like, well, Uncle Aaron is literally the cool uncle for Miles. So in that comparison for Peter,
I was gonna say that actually.
yeah, like they're not like, he's literally Peter's uncle. No, it's just like, he can kind of feel more relaxed and chill around Mysterio compared to that of Nick.
He can relate to him a lot more.
Or Tony, who was a bit more secure of Peter and trying to oversee him and see if he was doing good. But Mysterio, what we know, they're going to team up. Peter doesn't know Mysterio is evil yet, so they're going to be a team, and then he's going to find out that he's evil, and then he's betraying him, and then Peter's going to feel...
I have a theory about that, actually.
Like, if the execution is done right, with Peter becoming more independent and not needing these other heroes or characters to guide him to be the actual hero that Spider-Man is, if it's done well, then it will be good. But if they make him too reliant on these characters, or if they interfere with Peter, have a bit of like I don't know if that's my version of Spider-Man. But sorry, Spidey Ghosty, what were you going to say?
Okay, so I have a theory about that, actually, about Spider-Man and Mysterio's role in Far From Home. Okay, so I think that Mysterio at first is not going to be like at first he's not going to be I don't trust this guy and all that. But then when they eventually start working together, they're going to be like, this kid has potential. But then when Peter finds out about who Mysterio is and what he's actually trying to do, he was just like,
right.
Oh my God, why am I working with this guy? Like what have I done? Like, this guy knows who I am. So if he does something to MJ or Ned Leeds or anyone of his friends, he's gonna be like, oh my God, if I don't do something, this guy might kill one of my friends, or kill like someone like Happy Hogan or May. Even though I don't think she's gonna be in the movie that much. So I think at the end of the movie we're gonna have kind of like something similar to what we saw in Homecoming with like Spider-Man's and Vulture fight at the end. We might get something like that in Far From Home, but like on a bigger scale, where like a freaking big monster that's like attacking to the city and all that. I think. So I think by the end of the movie, Peter, he's not gonna kill him, obviously, because he can't kill. So I think Mysterio, I think Peter is gonna stop Mysterio. Mysterio's gonna be like, kid, I may not like you, but you're definitely someone good to be on the same level as Iron Man or something similar. So by the end of the movie, Peter, he becomes himself as an established hero, like a Spider-Man, and he feels like he is now like responsible enough to be, to not only to live up to the mantle of Iron Man, but now to become a hero that knows that with great power comes great responsibility. Like, do the right things. If you become, someone more independent of yourself, instead of trusting villains or heroes from that are like you, but they don't do the same stuff as you. That's basically my theory about this movie. What do you guys think?
That's very well put, Spidey. And it's I don't know, like, in fact, I do not want Mysterio to be future Peter Parker, but yeah, like if they team up, Peter's gonna try.
Why is that really a thing? That's so dumb.
It's legitimate. It makes sense, and I would hate it if it's true. I don't want it to be true, but there are lots of factors that make it so that possible. I hate it though, and I hate Edge of Time already. You guys know me. I despise Edge of Time.
I don't understand why you hate Edge of Time when you like Shattered Dimensions.
Because it's better in every way. Shattered Dimensions is awesome.
I think Edge of Time's okay.
I stand by the statement, though. I stand by the statement that Edge of Time could be good as an animated movie because the story is interesting enough to make it an animated movie with 2099 and amazing. But playing it, gameplay-wise, it's a massive downgrade from Shattered Dimensions, and I don't like it. But basically, with your theory, Spidey Ghost, that would be very cool. Mysterio is definitely going to be another mentor to Peter in this movie because, well, he's like, Peter, like, you're right. You may not be ready, but this is my responsibility, future Peter. And, you know, people die. You have to make sacrifices when you're trying to save people.
Stop saying that because that's so stupid. So, stop saying future Peter because I will go to your house.
We'll watch the movie together and I'll scream if it happens.
Stop saying that.
I will send this Mysterio pop to my dad and give it to him because I don't want if it's going to be future Peter. Because again, Vulture, Adrian Toomes, sure, but then they made him Adrian Allen, Liz Allen's dad. So that's not really something we've ever seen before.
No, he's still Adrian Toomes because she took the last name of her mom.
I get, but again, like,
he's
is
still
that
Adrian Toomes
from the comics? Yes, but again, they're changing his background from who he originally is. So again,
because he never really had much of one.
Different, multiverse, and different people, and if it exists, that is, I still don't know if it's going to happen or not. The multiverse, if it's an illusion or not, but if it exists, multiverse, different versions of people. That's definitely real. I don't know. That's why
I'm still not sure if that's real or not.
But say ideal situation right now, Mysterio is Quentin Beck. He is Quentin Beck. He is not from the multiverse. He is from this world. He's using illusions to try and mess with Peter, create the elementals, become a hero, make Spider-Man look like a fraud, put him under the rug, and try and throw him under the bus so that way he can appear more sophisticated and better than Peter is dealing with these creatures and that are destroying London and Venice and Prague and all these places. And then he showcases an illusion to Peter. This is all, what I would showcase an illusion to Peter of Tony dying, saying it's your fault that I died, and reveal Uncle Ben is played by whoever, Tom Hanks would be really cool to see in my opinion. Whoever Uncle Ben is, or at least hear
that would be too big of a
or just at least hear or see a situation where maybe if they don't have whoever is cast as Uncle Ben, have Peter confront Aunt May after he died or whatever, and then Aunt May as an illusion says to Peter, "You're the reason why he's gone. You did this to me," or something. That'd be insane. It'd be dark. It'd be serious. There'd be stakes. It'd make me actually a villain. It'd be like, wow, okay, now I really got to take you down and showcase that, these illusions are coming from him. It's not sorcery. It's not the multiverse at hand. It's actually
he's not Doctor Strange.
He's not Doctor Strange, exactly. Which the people are excusing, like, well, if it's the multiverse, then it could be a version where he has. No, that's not, because that's not Mysterio. Again, that's not who the character is. He's not a sorcerer. He's not Peter. He's Quentin Beck, master illusionist, special effects artist. But again, it's like they're doing something.
No, correction, Evan. Correction, sir. The second version of Mysterio is actually a magician. He actually is.
I know that. I love this book too. Spider-Man: The Evil That Men Do with Black Cat, and then at the end of it, it's like not Victor Crumb because that's Harry Potter character, but like something Clum or Crumb, and it's the other version of Mysterio, and he has like
it's the second version. He deals in dark magic, and then
like something like that. And I remember his brother messed around with him, like sexually assaulted him or something.
Ooh,
I don't know, but
that's
in the comic. Okay. That's in the. And I love that story. It's just that it's a weird origin for the character. Spider-Man and Black Cat: The Evil That Men Do. Go read it if you haven't. I love it. And that's one of my favorite versions of Black Cat.
I should read it
with each other because it's really good. But basically, like Mysterio has been an illusionist with actual magic and sorcery in the past, certain iterations. But from what we know, what we prefer from Mysterio is he's not really a magician. These aren't real powers that he has. These are all effects, mysticisms, illusions, hallucinations that he affects on Spider-Man to get the upper hand and become the true hero of his world, if he's from another world, and get the one-up on Spidey. So again, and there's like these theories, he has a ring on. He has a wedding ring on his hand. So he's married. Why is he married? Who's he married to? Is it MJ? Future Peter? Hope not. So if it's Oh, what if it's like again, like they retcon the thing in Civil War where he vlogged in Germany, but in Civil War they never did that. And like, oh, the holy shit moment was replaced with, oh, he's big now, I gotta go. So that's John Watts again, messing around with the canon of the story. So
continuity.
Continuity, exactly. And if they do that, like he's married, Mysterio is married, he has a wedding ring. It's a fake. He's just trying to appear more approachable to Peter. Like, oh, you're married? Yeah, I lost my wife in this accident. So sacrifice. My wife died. It's a fake. If that's true, that's what I think is happening. Second option, it is real. He did have a wife, and they could retcon the story again to make it like, remember that plane you crashed on Coney Island? My wife was there and she died. It's your fault. So I don't know. Like there's a lot of things that can happen. There's a lot of gears going in this whole machine, this mechanism that's making the MCU connect with the other films in the MCU to give a true conclusion to this third phase and to also wrap up the overall arc and storyline that we are experiencing with Peter and whatever Mysterio is going to do in the future, since they're saying they're going to keep him around for essentially the Sinister Six. So I don't know. There's a lot of factors in here. There's a lot of possibilities. There's a lot of things that could happen, things that I hope do not happen. And I just hope that whatever it is, I hope it is played out well. And shout out to Solid Gamer for the $2 donation. Will you react to my leaked end credit scene? Sure. Just leave it in the comments and I'll click on it and see what it is. If you mean the actual leaked, quote-unquote leaked end credit scene for Far From Home, mini spoilers if it is true. We don't know if it is true. But apparently, what I think...
Okay, whoa. Before we do that...
Try not to describe it being Oscorp.
Yes and no. It's something else. But it's something that I think is already going to happen and something that we can already piece together. It's not like a huge... oh my God,
okay.
They did that? No, it's like what we already expect. What I already expect is going to happen. But basically, for his question, the leaked, quote-unquote leaked post-credit scene for Spider-Man Far From Home is that Mysterio's done. He's not dead. He's alive. He is Quentin Beck. He is using illusions, and he gets imprisoned. He lost. Spider-Man won. He saved the day. Mysterio's in the raft with bunkmates, Vulture, Scorpion, and Shocker, and then all of a sudden they get busted out, and then there's this shadowy figure like, I have a proposition for you guys, Sinister Six. So that's where I think that's what the leaked, quote-unquote, credit scene said, and I do think that is going to happen because it makes sense, and it'd be a way to connect with the future of the MCU and build up for what Spider-Man 3 in the MCU is going to be like and where they could go from there, all that. So all the pieces are in place. Whatever the outcome is for Mysterio in this movie, I think makes sense for him to stick around to become part of the Sinister Six in the MCU. I don't know who the other two would be. Right now we know Mysterio, Vulture, Scorpion, and Shocker. The other two, maybe Green Goblin, Otto Octavius. I don't. Electro, maybe.
I mean, I imagine not. Probably not, since like they already did him.
And what Josh said, it makes sense. Where the building at the end of the movie or in that international trailer is Oscorp. I do think that too. I think that makes a lot.
Maybe I don't know, Lizard.
Maybe Green Goblin.
Oh no. According to the leaks for the post-credit scene, it's nighttime and it's in the new building. It is revealed to be Oscorp. Like it's in neon green lighting and there are places where it's said where it had the Avengers A on it, and it's Norman Osborn in there, and he has pretty much all of the Sinister Six, so like Mysterio, Vulture, Shocker, Scorpion, and then whoever the other two are going to be. I'm assuming Rhino and
played by
I don't know who else,
but
he's going to have all, and maybe he might be.
Who would you like to see play Norman
Osborn? And like he's going to be forming the Six.
A lot of people say Matthew McConaughey. I don't know.
Matthew McConaughey.
Am I unaware of that?
What do you mean you don't know? His movie would be menacing as hell, bro.
No, he has like a popular choice. Like, oh my god, top tier choice for MCU Norman Osborn right now is
he got that presence.
Is that really it? Because the people were like, oh, get if the multiverse exists, get Andrew and Toby back.
Yeah, a lot
of
people want
the Doritos thing said too. Doritos leaking everything now. The Pog from the Doritos bag has the Raimi suit logo, and someone's like, "Oh, why is it the Raimi suit logo and not the Tom Holland logo?" And then they're like, "Everything happens for a reason, essentially." Like, They'd probably just screwing around. If that happens, though, I don't know. Here's the thing. I think it'd be really cool if somehow miracle they got and Toby back in the multiverse to come in to help Tom in Far From Home. I visually and on screen, yeah, that sounds cool. I don't want it to happen though, because again, people are going to be thinking, yeah, you know what? Those other Spider-Man movies were awesome. Toby's movies were great, and then that whole argument's going to happen. And like, what? He couldn't have defeated Mysterio without the help of these other Spider-Men coming in. So I don't want other Spider people in this movie. Just focus on Tom and this version of Spidey and expand his character to make him deal with these challenges himself with no suit, no help from the other heroes, no cruxes at the end to save himself. Just Peter on his own, stopping this like the hero that he is, becoming more independent, and actually becoming Spider-Man. That's all I want. That is what my ideal vision for this movie is. If it's executed well, if it's done differently, but in a proper way, I'm sure I'll like it. But for now, that's kind of where I'm at with this movie in terms of the story. So I do hope it turns out to be really good. I hope the characters are portrayed properly, or at least done justice, I should say. Because you don't have to follow the comics for it to be good. You can do your own thing and stay true to the characteristics of these heroes while changing things up, a la Into the Spider-Verse and Spider-Man PS4. So hopefully the same thing can be said here. So, yeah, I'm again cautiously optimistic. I just hope that the theories that we said, Nick Fury's daughter, Mysterio being Peter, Tom Holland, none of that happens. I just want a good Spider-Man movie that will truly be a great finale for the third phase of the MCU. It's already 8 p.m., guys. We might end it here, or at least come close to ending. Again, join the call if you guys want to discuss your thoughts. It's public. It's open. You guys can come in, chat with us. But I've already talked about what Josh or Spidey Ghosty or Franco, any thoughts about Far From Home? Any final wishes or optimisms or concerns?
I do that.
It's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
I'll let you.
I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Speak you guys first. Speak you guys first.
Okay.
How sweet.
Like, for me, like
No,
the only thing I ask is
great.
yeah, I'll say. So like the one thing I just want to the one thing that I mainly just want to ask for, just make sure that every character in this movie is like given their proper time to shine and like good development. Just don't screw it up. All right?
Yeah.
And that's it.
Really quick, if they do something different that we don't like, we're not trying to say you don't have to like it, or if you like it, you're dumb, or whatever. We're just saying what we would personally like to see in the movie. If they do something completely off the wall crazy and you love it, that's awesome. I'm in love that you guys are in love with the movie. If you're beyond hyped for the film, or if you think, again, this is going to be the best Spider-Man movie ever made, awesome. We're just kind of stating our concerns. The Master is in the chat. What is up, my man?
What's up?
What is up? Nice.
What's up, man?
So, Master, you're a new call. Any thoughts for Far From Home? Pros, cons, wishes, hopes, dreams? Overall,
Big man.
thoughts?
Regarding Tobey Maguire, I do hope he at least does a cameo as Peter's teacher or something. That'd be pretty funny.
That'd be hilarious. Did you see that Doritos leak? I love how anything Doritos. That's it. You know what? No, not MC Daily or insider info from Sony. Doritos. That's where we're on. Yes. But did you see that when they did the Pog and they showed the Raimi logo? Not a mistake.
Honestly, this is my first time.
Josh is getting ready for his Miles role in the sequel already. So.
Hey, yo, bro, chill, bro. I'm getting ready to play Najee Jeter because he trash.
What would you do, though, if you were assigned for Spider-Man 3 in the MCU and you got to go with Childish Gambino and you had to face off against him as Prowler?
Bro, it'd be on like Diddy Kong, my boy. Be playing Miles Morales, just getting ready to square up with my uncle. It'd be lit. He'd have to catch all.
You look perfect.
My man.
That's Miles, Josh. You look perfect for the role. That's Miles, Josh.
You gotta get
You are.
I'm literally real like Miles Morales. Like,
practice your graffiti.
I used to like do graffiti art, like draw out graffiti art when I was a kid. So
Do you have so many
If you
Sony
guys don't
products?
know, if you guys don't know, chat, Josh is Andrew Garfield Spider-Man in real life because he knows parkour and can skateboard. So he's already.
I mean, I'm not particularly good at either. I'm just decent at both, I guess.
Nah, that's right. I love it. I love those
He can
skateboarding
stick
vids.
to walls, but not with his powers. You know what I mean? Anyways, Master, if you're still there, I cut you off. I'm sorry, but Toby has Uncle Ben or a cameo or something that'd be pretty dope. If anything, would you want to see him as Uncle Ben, or if you have any idea if you would want to see Uncle Ben in this movie? Do you have an idea of who would you cast as him in the MCU?
His name escapes me right now. I don't know why. Heisenberg, fucking
Bryan Cranston?
Oh,
yes.
Ooh.
Wow, that'd be a good one.
Okay.
that'd be huge.
Walter White himself. Snap. Solid
The
game.
meth dealer himself.
What is up, my man? That'd be cool. You know what? Because what I'm seeing, Aunt May is very, very young, but she does fit more of an aunt role instead of that
She's very thick as well. You know what I'm saying?
I could see Bryan Cranston being her husband, or like them having a good interaction if he is in this film. Because not really a spoiler because we see it in the cast list. Apparently, Robert Downey Jr. is in this movie. So again, he's not around anymore as Iron Man because Endgame is not doing too good. So I think again he'll be in this movie as an illusion, and that will influence Peter to try and take out Mysterio. Hence, knowing he's a bad guy if he's illusion and all that. So if he's around, which the cast list does look official, if he's in this movie as Iron Man, either in a hologram, that message with the glasses could be a hologram, or an illusion. I hope he's used not again to like a crux. Oh yeah, Master, go ahead.
What if Tony's a Skrull?
Wow.
Boy.
And admit time for me.
Boy,
Still have not seen Captain Marvel. From what I heard, the Skrulls are good guys.
That was completely
Because apparently they appear. I didn't notice it because I've only seen Endgame once. But apparently the Skrulls appear in
Don't go watch that movie.
the whatchamacallit, the Black Order and the Outriders. Apparently they're in the army with the Avengers, the Wakandans and the Wizards.
Yeah, they are.
I never saw that. So apparently they're still around. Apparently
they are. I don't even. I watched
because I still haven't seen Captain Marvel, so I don't know the full extent of their involvement in the MCU. Maybe I don't know. That'd be interesting. Maybe Tony's alive secretly, and it's a Skrull that died. That'd be nuts. I don't think so, but I don't know. I don't know. Someone could be a Skrull. Maybe Aunt May, Ned.
No, I actually meant what if Tony was a Skrull? Like,
yeah, I know. That'd be very interesting. I don't know. That'd be interesting.
I mean, that wouldn't work for the simple fact that literally scenes die, and when Skrulls impersonate people die, they literally turn back into Skrulls. So that
are they like the parasites from Rick and Morty?
Oh my god.
yeah, totally.
It's a Sleepy Gary.
Shut your mouth.
It's Pencil Bester. I briefly watched Rick and Morty, you guys. I'm not that big a fan. But yeah, could be cool. Spidey goes to any hopes, dreams, thoughts. Far From Home, you had a really interesting take on Mysterio. Anything else you may?
So I do have hopes for this movie. Like, I still think Far From Home is gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be like Into the Spider-Verse or Spider-Man 2 or even Spider-Man PS4 if that can be even beat.
Yeah.
But I think Tom Holland, he's gonna nail it as Peter Parker and Spider-Man. I think Tom Holland is gonna be good as Spider-Man. I just hope that MJ, she's not like. I hope she has a more bigger role in comparison to what she was in Homecoming. Mysterio, because if you don't know, I love Vulture. He's probably the best villain in the MCU than any of the other villains, besides Thanos, of course. But I think Jake, the actor who plays Mysterio, I think he's gonna kill it as Quentin Beck. And I really hope that Peter he becomes more of an independent hero instead of just looking for Iron Man as as kind of like an Iron Man Junior, because Endgame and all that. I mean, because I think we saw one scene in the trailer where he's literally crying, like he had like red eyes of crying. So I really hope that Peter Parker, because so I think so I hope that Peter Parker becomes a someone of his own, like his own, kind of like what we saw with Miles Morales and Into the Spider-Verse, where he has to be more of his own independent hero without trying to be like the other Spider-Man in Into the Spider-Verse. So yeah, I really hope that Spider-Man doesn't become Iron Man 2.0 in the MCU, and yeah, also I really hope that the soundtrack of the movie is not as trash as Homecoming score. Like, wow, the soundtrack of Homecoming.
Yes.
Ugh.
Oh my God, thank you. I'm sorry, but Michael,
This
doesn't have an impact. Like Danny Elfman. Here's me. Danny Elfman.
Just
here.
there.
John
It wasn't even bad. It
Paisano.
was just there.
Daniel Pemberton, who's into the Spider-Verse composer. Hans Zimmer from then James Horner, who you guys know me, I do not like the Amazing Spider-Man 1 soundtrack. I'm sorry. And then, Michael Giacchino is bottom tier.
Hans Zimmer. Oh, you are.
I know Josh hates trash.
You're on
he loves the TASM 1. I'm not a big fan. TASM 2 soundtrack is beautiful, and I like the electro theme.
No. So you mean to tell me that you like that electro music? Yeah, of course you do. No.
God damn it.
Okay, so
Jamie Foxx put all the effort into that
He did it only for his kid. He didn't put effort into it.
Breathing and.
okay.
But great, Spidey Ghosty. I totally agree with you. The soundtrack definitely should be improved from Homecoming. I'm a big music fan. When I first heard the Spider-Man PS4 theme, I just sat there and the theme was playing after waiting 2+ years, hearing that theme, like, this is Spider-Man. This is who Spider-Man is. This is what he embodies. Same thing with the Raimi theme or the Elfman theme, and into the Spider-Verse's theme, the final theme. I love, or Spidey Loves You. That's how I see. That's Miles's theme, and it sounds so perfect, and it goes so well with his character and his evolution to becoming Spider-Man. And same thing, Hans Zimmer. I really love the Amazing Spider-Man 2's theme. Not a fan of James Horner's score, Amazing Spider-Man 1. Josh, go die. No, I'm kidding.
What?
I said go high. It said go high with the tones of the music. The high-pitched music that they have in the music is what matters. I don't know. And for me, yes, it is nostalgic to hear the MCU movie have the 60s orchestralized. That is very nostalgic. It's very cool. But the theme itself in Homecoming, where where he's walking to school, or he's being Spider-Man, whatever, like I don't know. It's not that epic. It doesn't give me that this is Spider-Man. It's like, yeah, this is Spider-Man. Sure. I get a vibe from it. But it's no Tenace theme. It's no Elfman theme. It's no John Paisano theme.
I think Josh, he just left the chat because he just like knew him.
Himself because I already know he's gonna bring in the vinyl soundtrack of Spider-Man 1.
No, I gotta go walk my dog.
Oh, that too.
Okay.
But Josh, everyone go. Thanks, Josh, or everyone thank Josh for joining the stream. He's a busy guy.
Please go check out his channel. He makes amazing content.
Oh yeah, that too. Obviously, his channel. No, I'm kidding. Josh is the best. He's great. I'm lucky enough to have met him when I went to New York. I posted the picture. We got pizza together. We got Joe's Pizza for the first time at New York.
For Spider-Man 2?
Spider-Man 2. Joe's Pizza is excellent. Not my, sorry to say, not the best pizza I was expecting. Still,
prepare your childhoods to be ruined, guys.
I know. Prepare for the food critic in me to hurt your feelings and souls. Joe's Pizza is pretty good. It's not the best because there's a lot of grease. We could have just been that, but we went to the exact locale that was from the second one because it's a chain restaurant now. There's multiple Joe's Pizzas in New York. We went to the main one from Spider-Man 2, and it was pretty good. A lot of grease, but still tasty. It is really good. Try
Who scored Spider-Man PS4?
Spider-Man PS4 is John Paisano. He did the Daredevil soundtrack, which also, great segue the master, is that the cinematographer from Daredevil, the Netflix show, is also working on Far From Home. I don't really get that vibe, though, but it's cool. I mean, if there's some really that at least gives me some hope that there will be some very cinematic-esque shots with Mysterio. The guy is
Spider-Man.
on the big, and Spider-Man 2. But this guy is meant to be on the big screen. Illusions, special effects, just trickery and all that. He is perfect for special effects. And the fishbowl looks great. I just
we need
visually,
we need
and I hope they really do cool stuff with his powers.
We need Pierce for Mysterio and Far From Home, please. Pierce for Mysterio, please.
Yes.
I hope there's a shot where Spider-Man's just perching on a corner of a building.
Yeah, because that shot does not do it for me in the new trailer where he's like, he has his mask off and he's looking at the mural of Iron Man. People's like, this is art. Like,
You're sure?
Pretty sure the shot where Spider-Man is perching in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, where he's
that was nice.
That looks sick. Or the shot where he does the spider jump off the bridge to fight Lizard in the first one. That looks sick. The final shot in Spider-Man 1 Tobey movie, that's iconic. Everything in Spider-Man 2 is iconic. Spider-Man 3 has some pretty great scenes. I don't know. Like,
on this.
Homecoming, what can I think of in Homecoming that reminds me of that was Spider-Man Homecoming? The Washington Monument scene? The plane scene? The ferry scene? I guess.
Also, the CGI of Homecoming.
You know, that scene in Spider-Man 2, the train, that was fantastic. Spider-Man 1, the wrestling scene, Uncle Ben's death, that was fantastic. Not trying to say this one's better than that, just saying in terms of memorizing how fantastic Spider-Man is as a character, how much impact he has visually and narratively with his scenes that he's put in, with these characters that he's interacting with. So, the Amazing Spider-Man movies, all the relationship chemistry that Peter and Gwen had, fantastic. Amazing Spider-Man 2, visually, the Electro fight was awesome. Could have been done better, but the visuals of it were really cool. We did see Spider-Man swing really epically in that movie with his web swinging shots. Oh my god,
the web swinging was beautiful.
The Amazing Spider-Man 2 still has some of the best, exactly, the Master has some of the best web swinging shots in any Spider-Man movie. I might say better than the Raimi movies.
Nope, because the final swing in Spider-Man 1 is perfection.
Nope.
The final swing in the Amazing Spider-Man 1 cannot be topped. But I'm saying visually seeing him swing in,
and even the Raimi films have a stylized web. Now,
that scene is perfect where he goes through the truck in the second one.
Like,
but there are really good scenes in the Amazing Spider-Man series in general, 1 and 2, that he swings. The whole, which I still find weird, the whole crane scene where there's multiple cranes, like, because you can't see cranes. Okay,
there's literally buildings everywhere. Let's get
the cranes. Okay, like what? All right, because he can't. I get because he's injured, he can't wall run and all that, but still, like, you can't just swing.
But still, but you
can.
But you have to.
It doesn't matter because he ends up fighting Lizard while running around a lot and stuff and crawling. So.
But you have to admit that the Amazing Spider-Man web scene, the scene where he's swinging on the crane, that scene was pretty cool with like the way how I love
the shot where it's one of the shots from the trailer, and one where he swings up, he like does like an angel dive forward, and then the full movie he kind of his arm out aggressively forward to get like in between his legs and then swing forward. And even they had a final swing in the Amazing Spider-Man 1, which was awesome. Final swings are great in all the movies.
Oh my god.
Is that scene in where the new international trailer?
Oh no, yeah, that's more than likely the final swing.
Yeah, in the upgrade suit, he like backflips and then web glides. Yeah. Is that the final swing? Is that
what I'm assuming with that? Evan, is that like it's gonna technically be like a two-parter thing because they're probably gonna do like a final swing with Peter and MJ, which they have done in the comics. Like there have been multiple times in the comics where like they end with a final swing shot with Peter and MJ. Mm-hmm. So I don't mind that. And like obviously it stops where they jump down, they talk, they shoot the shit, and he's like, "Hey, you want to go on a date tonight? Yeah, see you later, bitch. Swing out of here." Then that's gonna be the second part where he's doing the final swing. I think that's gonna be like that. And then later on, after that, we're probably gonna get like a shot like them going on a date, and we're gonna get that classic scene from the comics where he picks her up, and she has the infamous line.
MJ better call him Tiger.
Get him Tiger, or
yeah. Facing like no, not that one. Face Tiger with the jackpot. Yeah, and obviously not gonna be exactly that because that in modern day sounds really weird to say. To say you hit the jackpot, who the hell is gonna say that?
The jackpot one, yeah, because on PS4,
No, yeah, I see they're gonna have to toy around with it a little
Tiger
bit.
and what? No, we didn't get in the Spider no, but
Ooh, this boy gonna get it.
Spider-Man PS4 did something better than.
Yo.
Ooh, no, I'm kidding. It's just preference again. It's just preference.
Wait, what happened?
So many hate comments. I just said that your movie, your favorite Spider-Man movie, is not as good as you think it is. Anyways.
What? Spider-Man 1?
No, Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh.
It's not.
It's a lie.
No. Here's the thing, Evan. Here's the misconception here. It's not just my favorite. It's also just factually and fundamentally the best Spider-Man movie ever made. It gets not only Miles Morales right as a character, but Spider-Man as a whole right.
I guess. I mean, you guys know me. Like even like people like what Josh is saying. Into the Spider-Verse is a masterpiece. Is the best Spider-Man movie of all time. You guys know me. I still love the first Tobey movie, and I'm not a big fan of what they did with Peter B. Parker. I still like it. He's really funny, and his overall arc makes sense. I just personally prefer it compared to that. If anything, I actually really like Chris Pine, and then he died.
I honestly don't like his. I don't like his Spider-Man compared to Jake Johnson's because
he's really good in Rise of the Guardians. If you've seen that movie where he plays Jack Frost, he's really good in that role. And I thought he was going to do something similar with Spider-Man, but I don't know. I guess he's older, so it makes sense. He sounds a bit more older. I don't know.
But to me that's more Peter Parker. He always has the problem. He's never really. Oh, look at me. I'm Spider-Man. I can do everything that you can imagine, and I'm the best superhero ever. I'm so happy.
I know, but they essentially, or I guess vice versa, Fat Thor essentially did what Peter B. Parker did in Spider-Verse.
To be fair, I also took that Fat Thor, besides, the fact that he's broken, as more of a reference to his Nordic counterpart.
He's less Fortnite, so that's already a top-tier quality.
Avengers Project's going to be the next Fortnite.
Oh my god. Oh no, Spidey Ghosty, I just had a panic attack. Oh god.
Calling it right now, there's going to be another Fortnite scene.
Fortnite, they already did with John Wick, and now it's in Fortnite, so I'm already scared that they're going to do another crossover with Marvel somehow with them, which I loved it before the Avengers Project. We now know it's coming at E3. They're like, is this Fortnite crossover the Avengers Project? Like people were saying that. Oh no! The sadness ensues. That's what the big E3 presentation is.
Bad boy hours.
All your points, big boy hours. Yes, I agree with all your points. Fantastic points from Franco, Josh, Spidey, Ghosty.
Oh, thank you. I know I'm delicious.
Ghosta. I'm kidding.
It's a lie. Solid Gamer, those in the chat. You haven't said anything yet. I hope he didn't go over you or anything, dude. Have any thoughts on Far From Home or any concerns or excitements?
Yeah, I got the leaked ending.
Now, is this official, or at least from what rumors are speculating, it could be official? Because if so, we can just say spoilers.
No, it's fake.
Don't mind if. Oh, I see. It's like a fan-made thing. You mean?
Yeah.
Nice. Now, does he at any point play Fortnite in this?
No.
Against New Master 69.
That's already. Oh snap! That's who Mysterio
returns.
He comes back. He's the one who's making all the illusions in the first place. Oh my god.
Will Smith's hand copy.
Well played, sir. But yes, Solid Gamer, please share your awesome post-credit scene.
Speak, man.
Do it.
Okay.
Nice.
This is a bit awkward.
Nani?
I heard one thing and then that was it.
Curb Your Enthusiasm starts playing. All right.
Sadness.
Stop it. No,
I think he's playing. I think he's playing Fortnite.
I think New Master 69 got him.
We got him good. Oh no.
Imagine if Deadpool is playing Fortnite in Endgame. That would be nuts if that was actually true.
Which I do not want to have happen, by the way, too. Another rumor, while I guess Solid Gamer is still trying to get his stuff together. Do not want to see Deadpool in the MCU. Or
it's not going to happen for a long fucking time.
It's Deadpool 3 is going to happen in the next 2 years.
Have him interact with Spider-Man, like what they're saying. I think it's been recently debunked, but before they were saying, what you call it, Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds Deadpool will interact with Tom Holland Spider-Man in Spider-Man 3 in the MCU. I think it's been debunked, but right now I don't.
Yeah, it has been, but I'd rather prefer that over the other rumor about Venom being introduced. I'd prefer
Yeah, see,
that.
I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind because that
Of
makes.
course you wouldn't. You like Venom. You like trash.
I like Tom Hardy. I thought he
You
did.
like
Honestly-
trash. You like trash Hardy. That's what you like.
Oh.
Honestly, if they're gonna bring over any
A Tom
of
Hardy.
the Fox Marvel properties
Yeah.
this early, it would most likely be Fantastic Four because of
Well,
his
according
relationship with Spider-Man.
according to freaking David Harbour, because he's going to be in Black Widow. He said that he was hinting at the fact that he's playing Ben Grimm. So
Yo, that's a perfect choice. Why didn't I think of that? Oh my god, that's
like the most perfect cast right there.
Oh my god,
for the MCU.
Jamie Bell, who? No, David Harbour would be amazing.
I still like the things look in Fantastic Four 2015.
I do, but I don't like Jamie Bell as Ben Grimm.
I don't have an issue with him. I don't have an issue with him.
And I love him as
It's
Ben.
just
I just don't like him as
it's
Ben.
just he's not that great as the Thing. I mean, as Ben Grimm, he's okay, but
Well, I mean,
but
no
as
one's
the
really great at
Thing,
it when the movie gets cut.
Miles Teller was still awesome as Reed Richards. I don't care what anyone says.
Guys, I'm about to blow your minds.
Great.
what's up?
Master, go for it. I'm ready.
Zac Efron, Human Torch. Boom.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's a good one. But honestly, I got one better for you, and I'm pretty sure you heard this everywhere. But John Krasinski
Yeah, I was gonna say.
and freaking Emily Blunt, Sue Storm, Reed Richards needs to happen. I don't care.
Yeah.
Needs to
Did
happen.
you see? Even in the comics, they're making Reed look like John Krasinski.
Yes, please make it happen. I don't care, Mark. I don't care. I need it.
Even the redemption from him not getting.
I'm just like I don't care. I don't care how you do it. I need it. I just need it.
Now,
Or the more likely option.
that we don't know because
The more
the
like-
deal. Yes, it did went down, but again, Marvel's planning all these things ahead of time. We didn't know about the Sony deal because it was already happening. Apparently,
We don't know
So
because we don't know what's going to happen after Far From Home.
exactly.
We
So
don't.
everyone's like, "Oh, they won't introduce the Fox characters in this." We don't know because we don't know what Marvel's playing with Phase 4. What is the
Boy, they definitely introducing those Fox boys. What do you mean, brother?
yeah, because they could like what the theories are is that either the snap where it caused the multiverse could also have awakened the mutant gene in people more than
I still think that they're really
Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. Rip Aaron Taylor Johnson, by the way. Sad boy times. Sadness. But I do. That's the main thing, and that's why I said on Twitter, if the main purpose, if it turns out one of these theories is saying, if the main purpose of Far From Home is to introduce the multiverse and hence bring in the Fox characters to set up the fourth phase of the MCU, I'm gonna hate that because it's not focusing on Spider-Man. Then it's focusing on these other characters.
Setting up the other movies.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
It's focusing on the franchise instead of the movie itself. So that's
Well, I mean, they already said that the
Tony
main
already
focus
has
of the
their
movie
hand
is
in,
Peter.
and that's why I'm worried about what is the true purpose of the multiverse. If it's real, if it does exist, if there are multiple dimensions with multiple people, multiple realities, are we going to see that play out a lot in Far From Home? Is it going to take a lot of attention away from Peter just to explain multiverse's existence? Is it going to focus more about what other people are out there that they could go to again, possibly bring back Tony or Uncle Ben, or mainly Tony because that's where it's related to the Infinity Stone.
Please, God, no.
No.
God, no.
Undermine his death. Whoever thought about that is gay.
I hate it.
Okay, I'm gonna say this, but please bear with me.
Shooting myself because I hate that theory of the Edge of Time thing, and I don't want.
I have something to say, and please, I hope I'm not the only one who thinks about this. I want Spider-Man with Daredevil, please.
Yes, everyone wants
I
that.
need Daredevil.
With Ben Affleck there.
Eat bricks. Everyone
I love
wants.
the movie. I love
I mean,
Charlie Cox. Charlie Cox, obviously, Charlie Cox.
Ben
I need
Affleck-
him with
Hey,
Tom Holland.
chill. I like Ben Affleck's Daredevil as well. I like both. All right.
the theme
Don't-
song
don't
has
shoot me.
is
The
top
director's
tier quality old school 2000s Marvel movies of the come on, dude.
Why not?
Stop it.
What instead of introducing Deadpool or the X-Men or the Fantastic Four or anything, why
yeah.
not introduce the Defenders to the movies, please?
Well,
We need
because
to-
Thank you. Like, if anything, if they're going to focus on expanding the MCU with more characters, actually make the Defenders a character in the MCU.
But they can't use them yet. They can't use the Defenders yet.
It'd be easier to do that compared to bringing in characters that don't even exist, quote unquote, in this universe yet. Like
when the spaceship came in Infinity War or whatever. I just wanted like some.
Although I love the theory, like, well, if they just put all, it'd be done. Like, they don't need anything else. That's it. They're done.
So
Game
please,
over,
we need.
Everyone lives. If they put everyone in a hallway in Endgame, there would be no war. They would just.
I need a Defenders movie, a Punisher movie, and please, I need a Daredevil movie, or at least something, or at least someone with Daredevil, please. I need more.
And that's why I don't want to Deadpool interact with Spider-Man, because they have such a weird dynamic in the comics, and with the tone that Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool has compared to Spider-Man in the MCU, it's so different. I don't think it would mesh well. It also kind of hinder Deadpool himself because his movies are so good. You don't want to hurt Deadpool's franchise just to make him more appropriate for the MCU. Just keep on doing.
Well, I mean, they tried it.
He's already with what?
Look, they already tried it with Once Upon a Deadpool. Trying making that movie. Look how that went.
So was that
also
I didn't see that. Was that what it was?
No, it's a Christmas cut of Deadpool 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I never saw
that. Oh, okay. I think I saw it actually. I think I saw it once. I think.
Deadpool 1's better than Deadpool 2, though. I'm sorry. But
it is.
Yeah, you know,
I agree.
That's the kind of main problem that I have right now. If it happens, I'm not saying it's gonna. I'm not saying that this is gonna make Far From Home terrible, because it's just theories and rumors because we don't know for sure. But if one of the main purposes of Far From Home is to bring in the multiverse as a legitimate thing to bring in the other Marvel heroes from the Fox deal, then that's not going to really do it for me personally. If you guys like it, that's fine. But me, I would rather have them focus on growing Spider-Man himself and having him evolve instead of plotting what's going to happen in the next phase. That's kind of what not Age of Ultron did, but just in the sense of like, well, they got Quicksilver in, then he died, and they got Wanda in, and then to bring her in for Endgame, Infinity War, and Civil War, and all these other movies. So they were bringing them in, setting up in Winter Soldier, and then Age of Ultron, they had a big role in it, but then they just kind of got Pietro in as Quicksilver to say, you know, enhanced individuals exist. We got enhanced in the field because they don't want to say mutants. So if they bring her back, like Scarlet Witch, to then say, you know what, there's more of me out there, like other people that are like me, and then they introduce the X. I don't know. You know, there's a lot of stuff that I'm worried might happen, but right now, again, I'm cautiously optimistic for what could happen. And in general, I just hope it's a good movie. And we have a little over a month until it comes out, so I'm very much looking forward to it on July 2nd. I'll see it opening week with my dad. You can expect a review with him and I once we see it together. And his favorite villain of all time, favorite Spider-Man villain of all time, mine's Venom. His is Mysterio. He loves Mysterio. So if anyone's going to be harsh about this movie, it's going to be him.
Can't wait.
Yeah, because Mysterio, he calls him the bubble-headed bruiser. He calls him the bubble-headed beast out of everything else. He loves it. He thinks Gyllenhaal is great for him as in the role, and he loves the and he's really looking forward to seeing Mysterio hurt Spider-Man in the film out of anything else. But I think this was a really fun discussion, you guys. Thanks for tuning in, and I'm really glad it was very agreeable and fun and interactive and civil. That's just how I am on Twitter too. Like, guys, I don't want to try and hurt your expectations for the film or try and put down your optimism towards it. I'm just stating my own thoughts. I know I'm harsh, and I know that my opinions are very unpopular regarding Far From Home. I understand
Don't worry, man. Don't worry.
It's all good.
And, we just want the best. What's best one? Thanks, you guys. Any last words from you guys? Any plugs for your channels or Twitter pages or anything like that?
I haven't posted in like a while.
Just go, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Spidey Skater Boy. Also subscribe to the Spidey Squad YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Just do that.
You heard the man.
Yes.
Subscribe to my channel. Pray to God that I post. I haven't posted in a while.
I'll stop. I'll stop. Leave me a link. I'll stop instantly.
Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter, Spidey Ghosty at Spidey Ghosty on Twitter. And yeah, I don't have a YouTube channel yet, so just follow me on Twitter right now. So yeah, just that. At Spidey Ghosty.
Where I know Franco, Rick, and I were optimistically waiting for Persona 5 The Royal.
Absolutely.
On his channel, walkthroughs, playthrough. No, I'm kidding. But we are.
Yeah. Just like subscribe to the Spice Squad channel. You never know what we might post, and make sure to subscribe to all these Spidey Squad founders and members as well. And yeah.
Posted. We'll keep you entertained. We'll keep the weights more enjoyable and more interactivity from all of us. And
expect more content for Filarca, for anything about Spider-Man PS4 or Avengers Project or anything like that.
Issue 3. Thank you, Spidey Ghosty. That's so kind of you.
So yeah, go subscribe to Filarca, and well, see you later.
Follow Spidey Ghosty and the Master and Josh and Franco because they're all awesome individuals, and I'm very honored to have been able to be in a conversation with all of them in this chat. Sadly, nothing from.
Oh my God! Don't make this emotional, Evan, please.
Too kind.
Excelsior. Excelsior.
Excelsior, nice. And also, thanks for everyone who is participating in the Spice Squad photo mode competition. We're still putting out suits for you guys to take pictures of. I think the newest one is the all-new, all-different suit, and a lot of people are taking photos of it in action, which is awesome. I'll try to do a video maybe tomorrow or the next day talking about the 3rd issue of City at War, give my thoughts, and then showcase your guys' photos at the end of it and which suit we're doing next. And Avengers Project looks awesome. We'll definitely talk more about that. We may do another live stream getting hyped up for E3. I don't know yet if I'm going. It looks like I might not be able to because I got stuff going on here at home. But if I might be able to, who knows, I might be able to possibly, hopefully interview people working on it because I do know a lot of the Amazing Marvel Games people over there interview about the Avengers Project. When that comes around, we'll definitely react live to it when it comes on June 10th at 6 p.m. Pacific time. I'll record a reaction.
It's gonna be on Discord, guys. So stay tuned for the Discord at the Spice Squad.
Create a separate chat for it. We'll get hyped. We'll talk about our expectations, and I'll definitely cover it in the future for you guys to enjoy. I guess like a percentage chance right now of me going to E3 is 40, possibly going, and if it is, then I'll be very lucky to if I can interview any of the.
If Brian Intihar is at E3, you're gonna go, definitely go, man. That's for sure.
I'll hug him. I missed you, and I already met him at GDC. He's like, "How'd you like the game?" I'm like, "Oh my God!" Like it was so because he was so busy at GDC. Like 5 minutes. I'm like this freaking auto and the swinging and the freaking sequel, which you better be doing. I'm like, oh my God! Like, and I know nothing about the sequel, but I do know that Bobby Connington, who's the animation director over at Summer Games, he's amazing. He has his own channel too on YouTube, talking about music. He's like, oh yeah, he wants to do the sequel badly. This is back in March, so he's like, I want it bad. Like, no for fact, PS5 exclusive, the black suit, possible Peter Parker free roam, more John Bumyak and Yuri Lowenthal greatness. Oh, too much. And Franco's girl, Taylor. I'm not ready for it, you guys.
I'm not ready for that either. Oh, I can imagine.
Good. I don't know if it can live up to what I personally love with the game. I know it's 2 different iterations, which is totally awesome. Everyone relates to Spider-Man their own way. Everyone prefers their own version, which is great. I just love.
Evan is he's a hardcore Spider-Man PS4 fan. You can really notice that.
He is one of the coolest Spider-Man fans out there. Thank you so much, man. I know I got I need the plushie. I need more pillows. I need more shirts. I need them to make an Antioch suit pop. I need them to make an Ock pop. I need all.
Don't worry, man. You're gonna get all that for the sequel, man. I can just guarantee you that everything you want for Spider-Man PS4 is gonna be on the sequel. I can just guarantee you that.
Fingers crossed.
I hope this year at E3. I hope this year at E3 that they give me my yearly dose of Last of Us Part 2, because.
Yes. Sony is like, this is now just has become a conversation about whatever, you guys. If you're watching, thank you so much. But we're kind of done talking about Far From Home. Totally agree with you, Matt. Sony is like destroying E3, and they're not even it's not even E3 yet. Like, they showed the release date and trailer for Death Stranding. They got Ghost of Tsushima ready with lots of people excited for it. And already what I'm hearing is that Last of Us Part 2 is going to be in early 2020, given that Death Stranding is here as the final winter exclusive for PlayStation this year. And then Last of Us Part 2
I thought that was kind of weird because usually PlayStation release like 2 or 3 exclusives in a year. For example, God of War came out in early 2018. Detroit Become that one came out in May, and Spider-Man came out in September. So I thought it was kind of weird how like they're only going to release two exclusives, which is Days Gone, which came out like a couple of months ago, and Death Stranding, which comes out this November. I thought that was kind of weird, but I'm okay with that.
And I think it's because Sony blew their whole load in 2016, which still remains to be my favorite E3 conference of all time.
Yes.
Because of Spider-Man PS4. Not just kidding.
And the succession of just game after game after exclusive on all these games literally tied to the PlayStation 4, making people
Spider-Man
buy a PlayStation. Exactly, like, my God. And congrats to Sony Santa Monica for getting Game of the Year in that and all the success it's getting. I think, though, what their plan is that they did all that on purpose. And if you see God of War at the end, spoilers for all these games, God of War, Thor is coming in. Days Gone, Freakers are evolving. They're going to be coming in more in, I guess, more of a, I guess I Am Legend sense, but they're not mindless. They're going to actually have like more of a society built because they're going to be more evolved and smarter. Horizon, lots of stuff to do with Aloy and the future of that world. Detroit, it was a great experience, but they could.
And of course, our boy Spidey.
Not really the black suit yet, but the negative advanced suit.
We need the black suit.
We need more MJ missions.
Venom, Goblin, need more Stephanie Tyler. Yes, indeed. I don't care what anyone says.
I don't care what everybody says.
These franchises were going to be so successful to spawn sequels and future installments within the Sony lineup. So that's why I think all these games have sequels written all over them. But I think they're going to be PS5 titles because what they did is essentially in 2016 showcase everything that's in store for this generation for the PS4 with Death Stranding, now finally getting release date November 8th. Days Gone just released last month, like you said, Spidey Ghosty. And Ghost of Tsushima coming out with Last of Us Part 2 probably next year. And that'll be the end. PS4 and then move on to the PS5, which even cooler, backwards compatible with PS4. So if you have all your awesome PS4 games, you don't got to get rid of them because you can play them on your PS5, which is freaking.
Also, I'm freaking excited for Ghost of Tsushima because my boy has Sucker Punch.
Yeah.
I have high hopes for him, for those guys, because I love Infamous, I love Sly Cooper, so I really have high hopes for their because I think this is gonna be like the Spider-Man to Sucker Punch because Spider-Man was like the new IP for Insomniac, so I think Ghost of Tsushima is gonna be like the new IP, the next IP that Sucker Punch is gonna working on, with like a new series or something.
Exactly, series, because that's what I was thinking. Is that because of the major success of Infamous spawning a whole franchise, the first Infamous game on the PS3 already set up a sequel with them going off to fight the Beast. So with this, I'm already assuming, even though we don't really know that much about Ghost of Tsushima, I definitely think, like what you said, Spidey Ghosty, that once it's out, we'll get a storyline that sets up a sequel, and then that sequel will come out on the PS6 or whatever. PS5, who knows? I don't know, but it's going to be sick, and I'm so excited. And it's crazy because I want to go to E3 now because of Avengers, but I'm still a bit disinterested in it because Sony's not there. But yet it already feels like Sony's already taking over E3 because of Death Stranding and all these announcements and possibly another State of Play coming soon. So, and also because that's when Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 is on a Nintendo Switch exclusive that's going to come out in July. But Iron Man VR is another PlayStation exclusive VR game, and that could possibly get another trailer this year.
I was kind of hoping for a new Iron Man, for a new open world Iron Man game, but I'm okay with a VR game. Like I'm kind of sad, but but Marvel, just do your thing. Just don't make Iron Man VR like the next Homecoming VR game, because the Homecoming VR game,
yeah, or Arkham VR too. Like, yeah, those were obviously like proof of concept, not fully realized yet, but still tried to do something different with what VR can do. But no, this is like what I'm hearing, what they're saying about it, with the impressions of the hands-on gameplay. It's going to be very, very cool. And to those wondering, no, Ultimate Alliance 3 is not connected with Spider-Man PS4 and the Avengers Project, and also no, Iron Man VR is not connected with Spider-Man PS4 or the Avengers Project.
Sadly.
So those are two out of the four that are not connected. But the big question is, here's what I think could happen. One, Spider-Man PS4.
The Avengers Project possibly not being connected to Spider-Man PS4. Like, we don't know if the Avengers Project is going to be connected to Insomniac Spider-Man, because even though Insomniac said that they're excited to see what Square Enix is doing with the Avengers Project, we don't know officially if Spider-Man, like the Spider-Man from the Insomniac games, is going to be connected to the Avengers Project, or if it's going to be like a brand new Spider-Man or something. That's like something. Continue. Speak, Evan. Speak to you. Speak, Evan.
Oh, you go. I'm sorry.
Okay. So I really hope that at the end of the Avengers Project, we see like references to other Marvel heroes that we see. Imagine if like we see a video of a Spider-Man with a white spider. Oh my God! I'm gonna scream like a little fangirl if that actually does end up happening. Like,
I'm gonna rip off all this art and just hang it up again because I'll be freaking out. Like, it's back. Our boy's back.
But then the release date at the end, it says 2020. It's gonna be like, oh my God, we have to wait a whole another year.
I know, and that's another thing too. Good point, because Ultimate Alliance 3, July 9,
July 19, I think.
I almost said 29th for some reason. Yeah, you're right. July 19th for Ultimate Alliance 3, and Iron Man VR confirmed for 2019. So with that in mind, I already know that the Avengers Project is going to come out next year, mainly fall, because that would allow them for more polished time. It would also allow for a Game Informer coverage reveal, just like Spider-Man, and also for people to get more invested in it, have them solidify their purchase. Like, you know what? Yeah, this is cool. I want to get it. And then
Square Enix, it's been infamous for, because their games, they always take like a freaking long time to release. Like have you seen like Final Fantasy 15 or Kingdom Hearts 3? Jesus Christ, how long have Square Enix worked on those games? Like, I just really hope the Avengers Project doesn't take more than 5 years, because that will kind of kill the hype for the game. So I hope that Marvel and Square Enix do everything in their power to make.
If they did that.
So yeah, I really hope the Avengers Project. It's like, obviously I don't think the Avengers Project is going to be like Spider-Man PS4 and say that it's going to be like, oh, this is the greatest Marvel game that they ever made. It's not. I don't think it's going to be the same level, but at least I hope that it is a fun experience for the players, and I hope that for people that have entered into the Marvel universe, thanks to the movies, the TV shows, and the previous games, they could be like, oh, this game looks awesome. I want to play it. So yeah, I have high hopes for the game. Please don't be another Fortnite, please.
I just hope Ultimate Alliance 3 is good, because I'm a huge fan of the first one. Not so much of the second one, because the second one was like, they tried to do Civil War and Secret Wars for some reason, mix that story together. I'm like, no, don't do that.
Ask Xavier Mendoza about what was his favorite Ultimate Alliance game. Oh my God.
Yeah, I hope it's good. It looks good gameplay wise. I just hope that when I've said in my videos about it, I think it looks like the same formula as the other games. The Switch crowd will enjoy it, like people who own the Switch. But for me, I don't own a Switch. It's a Marvel game, so I'm already interested, but I don't know if I'm going to go out of my way to buy a console.
I have an idea, Evan. What if before Ultimate Alliance 3 comes out, they actually remaster Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2, bring those games to the Switch, to the Nintendo eShop, and then players can be like, oh, so Ultimate Alliance 3 comes out, but then the other 2 games are now available in the Nintendo eShop. So like, I'm gonna buy those games, I'm gonna play them, and then I can be excited for Ultimate Alliance 3. That's like a smart way to actually keep the hype for Ultimate Alliance 3, to remaster Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2. to the Switch. So then people have a reason for people that don't have a Switch and are excited for Ultimate Alliance 3. They can play Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2 on the Switch, and then play Ultimate Alliance 3 when it comes out. That's basically an idea that I have.
Right. I think that could work. I think that they have a really good chance to involve these other games from the past into the Switch to get people to be invested in the series more. Very good idea. But I think the sad thing is that they were remastered, quote unquote, for the PS4 and Xbox One, and then they got
right. Yeah.
They were I don't know, like the right for Activision or something ended, and then that's why we got Spider-Man PS4 now. Same thing with Marvel Heroes Omega. That was on PS4 too, and now it got.
I think the studio got shut down. I think the studio behind the game got shut down because I think they couldn't because I think they couldn't make more characters or make more content for the game. So I think because of that they shut down the game because they just couldn't figure out what to do next. Like they basically burned out of ideas.
Yeah. Yeah. Like there's a lot of things, sadly, that I wish they would have done differently with those games and give them some more longevity to actually get people like, hey, yeah, wait, I like those games, bring them back. And then they said, we're going to take them off. But the bright side, we got a new one coming out. Looks cool. The hardcore Marvel Ultimate Alliance fans look like to be interested in it. Me, I've been a average fan of those games. Not really my type of game, the over-the-top action adventure.
You're more of a Marvel Nemesis person.
Yes, dude. If we got a Marvel Marvel fighting game in the style of Marvel Nemesis,
imagine if the Avengers project is do something similar as Marvel Nemesis.
I'll be fine with it because I just had Marvel Nemesis too. I think it deserves a sequel. But guys, it's almost 9 o'clock. We just kind of ramble off on the side tangent about E3 and Avengers.
Yeah, I actually have to go to sleep because here my country is almost 12 o'clock, so I have to go to sleep because tomorrow. Don't worry, man. I have class at like 1 p.m., so don't worry, man.
Well, thank you for joining Spidey Ghosty and the Master and Franco for tuning in the stream and all you in the chat.
Thanks to you, man. Thanks to you, man. You're the man. You're the man, Evan.
For having me.
You guys keep me going. Seriously, you guys are very, very kind, and I'm very happy to be talking to such amazing people like yourselves. So for those of you watching, thank you very much to just tuning in, listening to our thoughts. We will definitely try and do another one of these eventually, again, later on, once the Avengers project is closer.
We will definitely do one for the Avengers project, for sure.
Yes, absolutely. And we will get everyone hyped up, discuss our thoughts, what we expect, what we don't want to see, what we do want to see, all that fun stuff. And keep it tuned here for all your Spider-Man PS4, Marvel games, Avengers project news, and for awesome interactions like these. We will
go subscribe to Evan Filarca.
But until next time, everyone, again, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for just being awesome Spider-Man fans. And until next time, peace out.
Bye, man.